welcome back into another episode of the Captain of Madden Show. Hitting your eardrums here, Friday, the 12th of June in the year 2026. My name's Mike Madden on my side of things. The Captain, Michael Corby, coming in from the right wing. Not the right wing. Center back position. Let's put you there.
The central midfielder.
Yeah,
I guess. Doesn't it suck nowadays? You can't even refer to right wing or left wing, and when you're talking sports, people are just gonna automatically be like, "Oh, I hate this guy."
Wait a second, he didn't say he was right wing or left wing. Lib. So yes, you're the.
I'm playing the snowflake position.
Yeah, the center midfielder, the sweeper. The Captain Michael Corby. There you go. You get the armband anyway. So yes, welcome to.
It's upon us, Mike.
Yes,
a lot of fanfare, a lot of build up. It started today at 3:00, my friend.
The beautiful game, El Copo del Mundo, as they say in other nations. Yes, the World Cup is here. Our crackerjack staff of two have put together a World Cup preview show for you. So we're going to go through the groups. We're going to give you some players to watch, some fun facts to share at your World Cup viewing party, which hopefully has thousands and thousands of people at, and certainly some things. Even if it's a boring game during the Cup, we hope that we have a few little tidbits that you can watch for. And you can impress your friends with some of the facts about the countries, about the teams, about the sport, and the competition itself that is the World Cup every 4 years.
There has to. I mean, if anything, there's got to be like a World Cup drinking game out there with like, chug a beer if somebody gets a yellow card.
Oh, sure, yeah. Oh. That's for sure.
Embellishing a foul or a flopping, you got to drink.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I don't like certain like every time they show a coach, you gotta drink. Like you could something I know you want to talk about, but different things that happen during the game. Like you could just, if anything, the best, if you know nothing about soccer or football, as they like to call it in other parts of the world, there's always two things that makes this as great of a sporting event just as anything else. You can create and develop and implement your own drinking game,
right?
And at the very least, there is a ton of shit that you can bet on.
That's that is absolutely for sure. I did look at the prop bets that DraftKings, who's not a sponsor of this, by the way, but we would love to have DraftKings as a sponsor.
It will be.
I say nothing bad about DraftKings, but there's just a ton of like side bets, prop bets, futures for certain players.
Yes. What's this? I'm going to sound very like, what's this new found? But it's like it's betting, but it's not betting. It's like you're buying stock, like. I think it's like some sort of forecasting thing where it's like, oh, if you put $50 on so-and-so, you're not betting against FanDuel, you're betting against other bettors. So the payouts are better. They advertise it. Like on radio.
Is that Kalishi? That's the.
It could be.
That could be. I don't know. All of that stuff
it's the site where like people go, like not only can you place bets on like sporting events, but like you could put bet like, oh, I'm going to put $50 on that, like the Secretary of Defense gets fired by the end of the month.
Right, yeah,
like,
yeah.
That type of shit.
Right. Yeah, Kalishi is the site for that. I have not dabbled, and I've heard there's people that want to get that taken down and regulated like crazy. Because
but if they do want to be a sponsor, by all means,
Kalishi will probably call me tomorrow and be like, "Hey, would you like to?" And I'll be like, all right, well, I have to bet on myself. Are they going to get past like 300 subscribers this week?
tomorrow morning there's going to be a knock at the door, and there's going to be some guy named Boris going, "You sign up now. You are sponsor."
Yeah, he's gonna cut off the tips of my fingers like I'm Jacob Elordi in Euphoria.
I start with the pinky.
Yeah. Some burly Russian is gonna be at the door. So yeah, the betting world is abuzz for the World Cup. I will, during the course of the episode, we'll certainly share some of our predictions and some of the highlighted players that everybody should be aware of, that you're going to hear a lot about in the next month. So strap in. This one certainly has a lot of information. So what say you, Captain? Let's start with Group A.
Well, before we delve into the group, a couple for those that may not know.
Mm-hmm.
So this particular World Cup is a little bit different than previous World Cups because we have 3 different nations.
Oh, that's right. Yes, we're a tri-hosted.
It's Mexico, United States, and Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And because of this, instead of normal 32 teams in the tournament, there's 48 teams in the tournament.
Expanded field, yes.
So there's more groups. You have 12 groups made up of 4 teams.
Mm-hmm.
This year is going to be the top 2 teams. So 3 points for a victory, 1 point for a draw or tie, and then you get 0 points for a loss.
Right.
The top 2 teams out of each group advance, and then out of all the other teams that finish in third place, the top 8 teams will advance. So you're going to go from 48 to 32, and then after that, it's single elimination, lose, and you go home.
True.
So if you're from a certain country out there, or you're picking a team to root for, at least know you're guaranteed at least 3 games. After that, there's no
guarantees. Yeah.
You lose and you go home.
Right.
So
right.
That's something that's a little bit different from previous World Cups, where it's usually just one nation hosting it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's also made it a little bit. You're going to see some teams in here that not only have you may never have heard of. You probably didn't know they had a soccer team.
Yeah, they kick.
So, that's an actually recognized country. Yes, it is.
Do they have enough to field a team?
So we can now break. So there's obviously Group A all the way through Group L, and we'll get into it. Group A.
Mm-hmm.
4 teams in there are Mexico, South Africa, South Korea, and the Czech Republic.
Right.
So top team would be Mexico. They're one of the host nations. Soccer loving country. Their fans are passionate. Sometimes get a little rowdy. So that's always a source of entertainment when you watch especially since I think all of their games are going to be played in Mexico. They have been in times known to get in trouble for a certain saying that as the opposing team's goalkeeper does a goal kick, they're not supposed to say it. They've been warned many different times that a match could get forfeited, or just they've been when they're in the qualifying stages, they've been warned with like, hey, we'll deduct points from you. But they're rowdy people, especially if Mexico is losing late. They will get louder and louder with that chant.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it because
we don't support their chants, but they're passionate. They've already, as of this recording, spoiler alert, they've won their first matchup.
Yep, and 3 red cards in the game.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a record, but certainly I can't think of another first game of a World Cup that I remember where there's 3 red cards in that opening match. But
do you have a player to watch through the rest of the tournament?
For Mexico, obviously everything's going to run through their striker, Raul Jimenez. He plays for Fulham in the EPL.
Yes.
he's a talented. Not only can he score goals, but he does drop back. He does do some dirty work that sometimes strikers don't want to do. There's also a 17-year-old Gilberto Mora, who's a midfielder, who's very talented, very flashy. He'll be somebody to watch on the ball because of his creativity, what he can do with a ball. And then there's two younger guys. One plays for Milan. Santiago Jimenez is another dude that you should watch for Mexico.
So two Jimenezes.
So Mexico had a little bit of a down spell in the couple of going into the last World Cup. Into the first couple of years, they switched coaches, and they seem to be playing better. So I think they're one of the stronger teams out of this group. I wouldn't be surprised if Mexico. It would be very disappointing if Mexico does not advance out of this group.
So. Well, no, that's true. And the fun fact that I came up with, their stadium, Azteca Stadium,
yes.
First stadium to host matches in 3 different World Cups, which is again just a little fun fact. Also, Chicharito is on the Mexican legend and former Manchester United striker Chicharito is on the broadcast team for Fox Sports, and he's already electric. He's going to be like everybody's. He's going to do bits. He's dashingly handsome. He knows how to wear a suit. I think he's going to become a media star out of this World Cup. So watch for what's it? Is it Xavier Hernandez?
Yeah,
Xavier Hernandez. That's his birth name, but he is known throughout the world as Chicharito. So
our next team in the group, South Africa. I found an interesting fact. I don't know if you had this down. I hope I'm not stepping on your toes.
First, go ahead.
So 16 of the players that are on South Africa out of their squad, all play for 2 different teams in South African football.
Okay.
The Orlando Pirates and the Matoni Sundowns. Okay. So imagine a U.S. team where 16 of the players played for LAFC and NYC, and the Red Bulls or NYCFC or like they play 16 out of the whole squad play for Miami and LAFC.
Just 2 great teams. Yeah. That's.
I don't know much about like the South African team. I was given or I've read up on their key to their team, which is a good sign and a bad sign. Their best player on their team is their goalkeeper, Renan Williams. And from what I saw of the first half against Mexico, he looks like he's going to be a busy dude.
Yeah, They were a little bit porous when it came to letting I think that was Mexico's problem was that they had a lot of opportunities and they didn't score more goals.
Yes.
So I think that the defense kind of has problems stopping it. Maybe it was just because it was Mexico and Mexico plays pretty fast ball. But yeah, the keeper was under pressure a lot, and he was not only saved by his hands, he was saved by my favorite part of the field, the goalposts.
You're a big goalpost guy.
I think it's more fascinating watching guys like near miss and hit it off the post and watch where it goes from there than like a breakaway. Like, call me weird, but
are you a crossbar guy?
I'm a crossbar guy. I'm a side post guy. Just let the ball hit off any of those surfaces and bounce back and see where the chaos takes you. I'm on record saying, and I will be keeping account and sharing it on socials. I am counting and I'm hoping that every game at least has some shot that either hits a crossbar or a side post.
And then everybody's got a drink.
And we're 1 for 1 so far.
Are you one of those guys that gets all excited when the ball hits the side of the net when the shot comes from the and you're like, go! Oh
no, I hate that. That I hate. I want it post. I want it to hit post. I don't want it to hit side net or top net, or I don't like when it sails over the top and it's obvious that like nobody's aiming. I want post shots.
So our next team.
Oh wait, I didn't get to give you my fun fact about the South Africans.
I thought the goalpost was.
Go ahead. The goalpost thing was more in general for the whole tournament, but they have been the opening act for two straight times in the World Cup. So they played the first game in Qatar last year, and then they played the first game against Mexico. And their fans affectionately call the team Bafana Bafana, which means the boys.
Shouldn't that be the boys? Bafana,
yeah,
Bafana?
Well, it's probably the boys. There's probably a chant that are like Bafana Bafana, but yeah, it's translated to boys.
Let's do Bafana. Bafana.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Moving along.
South Korea.
Mm-hmm.
They are a very steady, very well coached, very well trained team.
Yes.
They're disciplined. There's kind of like a thing going on with this World Cup where you do have a couple of guys that are in their probably third, maybe some even moving into their fourth World Cup.
Mm.
So they're in their early 30s. And then you have a group of guys that are in the younger stage that were kind of surprise picks. I'm not going to get into all of them because a lot of them I can't really even pronounce their names or I butcher them. But the guy to look for is Heung-min Son, or Son Heung-min.
Okay. Son.
He's just referred to as Son.
Son?
S-O-N.
Okay. Right.
Played for Tottenham Hotspurs. For you guys who watch English Premier, he is now on LAFC. He's 33 years old, but as I witnessed watching them play against the U.S. men's team live, he is not missing a beat. He still looks he looks well enough that he could have still played over in Europe somewhere. Made a smart decision going to LA, as we've seen with other sport, especially with baseball, the popularity of Asian athletes in the California area. I'm sure he's on like a ton of commercials out in California.
Probably. Yeah.
And he's probably featured in a lot of like World Cup stuff out there. So they're just a very well disciplined, very well organized team. I can see them winning the table. I would be very surprised if they don't come at it like kind of like Mexico. I'd be very surprised if they had a bad showing here at the World Cup.
Okay, very good. Okay, so I have a couple fun facts for you on the South Koreans. As you said, they're a disciplined team. They have the most World Cup appearances by any Asian nation. And then the Arloge, their fan base is that's how they refer to their fan base. They are the 12th man. So yes. I guess R would be some translation to 12th man. Arloge.
Here's another fun fact.
Please.
They were, since the last World Cup, they were coached briefly by former U.S. men head coach and German head coach / player legend Jurgen Klinsmann.
Oh, okay. All right. That's where we went to.
And apparently the supporters and the players were not down with Jurgen Klinsmann's casual style of and the fact that he was playing friendlies, not against opponents that were doing a good job of getting them ready for World Cup or World Cup qualifier. He was basically scheduling friendlies in countries that he just wanted to go and visit.
Yeah.
And then would spend most of the time hanging out in whatever country lifestyle.
Yeah.
He was
he's a rock on tour.
He did not last very long. Yeah. And he was given his he was promoted to fan.
All right. Fair play. All right. Well, good. That's a good way to put it. All right. So that covers the South Koreans. Let's move to the final team in the group.
The Czech Republic.
Yeah.
Making their first World Cup appearance since 2000, which was a little bit surprising to me.
It's been a while.
They are a couple of dudes that play. You got a guy, Tomas Soucek, who plays for West Ham.
Mm-hmm.
West Ham had consistently a pretty good team in the English Premier. had kind of a tough year this year, and so did he. So it's kind of like, did he have a bad year because the team was performing bad, or is he on the down end of it? Kind of the questions regarding him going into the Cup. I guess we will find out. A few other cats that play for one dude, Landis Krejci.
Great name.
Arjei. Plays for Wolverhampton, one of my favorites.
All right.
We have a forward who plays for Lyon, Pavel Sulcic, LULC.
Okay.
And a Bayern Leverkusen, which, by the way, Bundesliga names are like
they're little. It also sounds like you're reading off Bundesliga names, and you're also maybe reading off like Swiss cheese, like variants of Swiss cheese.
I may also be having a stroke. I don't know. Patrick Schick.
Sheiky baby.
Schick.
Okay.
He would be another that is the leaders of the Czech Republic. It's kind of hard. Like a lot of times, I think just like in college basketball, I think when you ask people for their opinions, especially in the Northeast, there's always a bias with Big East teams. People always pick Big East teams or ACC teams to go farther than maybe they really should.
Yeah.
I think sometimes people have a tendency to do the same with European countries in a soccer tournament. I don't know. Maybe they get in as the third place team. But I find it kind of hard to see the Czech. I mean, I think they'll do better. I think they'll definitely do better than South Africa. But I wouldn't really if they got grouped, as they like to say, which means they don't advance. I wouldn't be surprised either. But it is a good sign for them, for their country, that they've made it and they qualified for World Cup, and they're there the first time in 26 years.
Right.
It could be worse. You could be Italy sitting at home watching the World Cup
and saying to yourselves, we're probably better than a third of the teams, like just on a walk. Yes, as you mentioned, like this is only the second World Cup appearance for the Czech Republic. They also have one of the younger players that's on the squad. I don't know if he made the squad or if this was just like, maybe he's an alternate, but Hugo Sushorik just turned 18 on June 7th. So
congratulations.
So yes,
can't buy you a beer.
Can't buy you a beer, but he might be able to take the field and maybe potentially see some playing action. So yeah, that's really all I have. Czech Republic doesn't really have like, you're mentioning a lot of like players that could surprise, but it's not like they have a deep history of guys that like had huge success in the World Cup. So, but that takes care of Group A. I think I'm in agreement with you. I think Mexico's going to stand out, and I think South Korea is the second best team in that particular group. So both of them should advance, and let's move to Group B.
So Group B, the other one of the trees that the trio, I should say, that are hosting Canada is the top team in Group B. They're coached by former Leeds manager and Red Bulls head manager Jesse Marsch. Marsch likes to play a high press style, which means he tries to put pressure on the opposing team on their side of the ball. The defense plays a high line, which means they're closer to the midfield, which helps capitalize on mistakes, but leaves them open for a counterattack. So it can be sometimes fun watching a team that does a high press, unless you're rooting for that team that has a high press, because if somebody sends a ball over the top of the defense, it leads for like a breakaway. You usually get one or two, a half on those, so that can be exciting. Unless, of course, you're playing like a very stingy type of defense and you have good center backs.
Yes.
Unfortunately for Canada, one of their center backs, Moises Bombito,
great Canadian name.
Yeah, suffered an injury I believe, at the end of his regular season, and was left off the roster. So they have like some young guy who doesn't have many caps or doesn't have a lot of appearances for Canada, who's going to go into his spot. So it's kind of an unknown because he's a young dude with not a lot of playing time. Two guys to really watch though for Canada: Alphonso Davies, who plays for Bayern Munich.
Yes.
Was a 15-year-old phenom when he broke through with MLS, and has not disappointed. If you look at
very exciting.
He's a left back, but he plays very much almost like a midfielder. He's up on their attack, and he plays on defense. He's a phenomenal player to watch, and they have a forward, Jonathan David. I don't know. He plays for Juventus. I would say David, but it could be David or whatever. Yeah. He's an exciting forward and would probably be their key guy to watch on offense. So
okay, all right. Let me hit you with a fun fact here. Canada did not score a World Cup goal until November 27th, 2022. So, and that's an interesting juxtapose because since then they've started to shore themselves up. Exactly. They've got players. They've got excellent players that are dotting their lineup. Despite some injuries, I think they're going to be a team that you're probably going to end up surprised by Canada being competitive in this World Cup. So yeah, that's it for Canada. Let's move down the group to Bosnia Herzegovina.
God, that's a really long name for a country.
There's a slash in there, right?
There, maybe a hyphen. I don't know.
Right.
Can we fit that on the back of a jersey? Like, what's Crow Armstrong, the guy who plays for the Cubs?
Yeah.
That fit on a jersey?
Yeah.
Look,
the B&H.
Like to say the B&H. Like to say like, oh, dude, I love watching this team. They're European. They have their star striker, Eden Dzeko. He's 40 years old.
Okay, great.
He's he was great at one time because he did play for Man City and Roma and Inter.
Yeah.
But he's 40 years old.
Yeah,
and Father Time is undefeated. And when that's the leading person on your squad for your offense,
grim.
I'm thinking batten down the hatches. They're gonna play here's a term you'll probably hear a lot of the commentators talk about, especially when you have a low-ranked team playing a high-ranked team. They're going to park the bus.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
Which means out of the 10 field players, 9 of them are going to be on the defensive side of the ball. And then they're going to hope that this 40-year-old outsprints the other opponent's defense. I don't have a lot to talk about with Bosnia Herzegovina.
Neither do I. Like the only fun fact I could find is that their technical nickname, they're split between two technical nicknames, much like they are two formerly independent nations that are pushed together. Some of their supporters refer to them as the Golden Lilies. And then the other, they want to call them the Dragons. So...
I'm totally down with the Dragons.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you want to be a golden lily. Like, I think it's because the flag, the representation on the Bosnia Herzegovina flag, there are golden lilies. But yeah, they're. I think in more recent years they've begun like, hey, maybe they call dragons now. So,
hey, Mike, who do we got next? Oh, we're playing the Bosnia Herzegovina. They're the Avalanche Golden Knights.
Yeah. Seriously,
they're the Dodger Giants.
Yeah, the Mayflower Warriors, the Fightsmen. Yeah, that was really the only thing. They didn't have a lot of player profile. Again, it's just another team that doesn't have. Is this their first World Cup? Probably.
I couldn't find anything that said it was their first World Cup, but I can't remember Bosnia Herzegovina making a lot of noise in the tournaments
Nah,
in past.
nah. And I don't think they're making any noise in this one. So let's quietly move to the next team in the group, Qatar.
Qatar, however you want to pronounce it. Good on them for. All right, so they hosted the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
They got their automatic bid.
Yep.
Come back and you qualify for the next World Cup. Good on you.
Right.
You know, basically trying to prove that, like, yes, we are a soccer country. We didn't like, you know, hey, we didn't just get into one World Cup because we paid FIFA millions and millions of dollars and probably stole the last World Cup from the United States.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But they got some cats that play in, like, you know, one dude plays for Villarreal.
Real. Right.
Real. I always pronounce that wrong. Almoez Ali is their all-time leading scorer.
Oh.
So that's probably a cat that, and there's a Marseille center back, Lucas Mendez.
Oh.
Seems to be their key players.
Okay.
Good on them for you know, qualifying. This is kind of a weak bracket, so somebody other than Canada's got to get in there. So hey, they got a shot.
They do have a shot. And this is the thing that I pulled out of their packet. So they have what they refer to as the Aspire project, which is it's been developed over the and just as you said, like, not only did they host a few years back, but they've now qualified on their own. Bless you. So, but that when they did get accepted in to host, this has been a long-term project that's a youth soccer project for training the national team specifically. So it's definitely something, and maybe you won't see a lot of those players. Obviously, there hasn't been enough time for them to truly develop, but this is some long-term goal of theirs, is to sort of build themselves up as a soccer nation and to have strong players that are going to be seen on the international stage, and more importantly, Qatar's teams going forward. So yeah, keep an ear out for mentions on the broadcast of the Aspire project.
Ooh, I aspire to not watch Qatar. No, okay.
Come on.
Our
last team in the group,
is, Switzerland, which I would have thought they would have been right in the middle of the group and didn't want to take sides, and they want to be
just everybody's friend. Yes,
they're the country that hopes that everybody just gets to play and have fun. It's a European club. It's a soccer-loving club. They got some players that play around in Europe, various top leagues.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot expected out of them, other than the fact that, like I said, there's some bias, maybe because they're a European team, and because Bosnia-Herzegovina does not have a very celebrated history, and Qatar's coming off after, you know, hosting a nation and qualifying for a first. So Switzerland could be the second team. They could be struggling to maybe get in as a third place team. It's kind of hard to predict, just because really you don't know much outside of Canada. You really don't know what, you know. Qatar qualified out of the bracket where it's like Middle Eastern and some African countries.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, Switzerland obviously they got to play through Europe. There's a lot of stronger. They made it in. They didn't have to go through like a playoff system or anything to get there. So that's a good sign. But I don't have much, like, as far as like, here's some play. Well, there's a couple of cats that play for some, you know, there's a dude for Nottingham Forest. There's a guy that plays for Sevilla. But there's not like an exciting dude like, oh, you have to watch this guy. You got to keep your eye on him. Mm-hmm. They could be a surprise team. Or Switzerland kind of has a history of being kind of a little bit disappointing. They get put into easy brackets, and their fans and experts expect them to come out of it, and then there they are getting grouped. So, if you're going by past, it's kind of hard because Switzerland has been a history of disappointment, and really Bosnia-Herzegovina and Qatar does not really have much history. So,
right.
The bottom three here is really a mystery as far as who's coming out of this bracket. So, do you have any fun facts about Switzerland's football team?
Sure do. Highest World Cup score, 7-5 loss to Austria in 1954. In addition, there are four. This is why Switzerland is so neutral about everything. They have four different languages that their country speaks: German, French, Italian, and Romano. So yeah, I mean they're super open to just sharing. Plus the Swiss language itself, like which is more like a Gaelic, I guess, more of a dialect for Switzerland. But yeah, I mean it's there. I think they're going to surprise, and I think they're going to get through, and I think Canada gets through out of Group B. Sorry, Bosnia and Qatar.
They speak Romano, like Romano, like the whole nation.
Yeah, they get disappointed at their brother and whine about
Robert.
Whine about their wife doing things. Yeah. So let's
everybody loves Switzerland.
Let's hastily make our way to Group C. Fun little group that we've got in Group C, starting off with football legends Brazil.
I mean, that's the gold standard of international football. It's love them or hate them, you want to watch them. They usually have the most exciting players.
Yeah. Great names.
Great name. Most of the team they all have one name.
Yeah, Hulk.
Or always refer. Yeah, that was my favorite. And the fact that he was a big dude.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Even made it. This year they have a new coach, Carlo Ancelotti.
Fun.
So he is very well traveled, well experienced, and a lot of success. And having him as a coach, not that Brazil needed any more pressure or expectations or anything leading into a World Cup, but having Carlo Ancelotti, who only got to coach like 4 games for this club.
Oh, for the qualifiers?
Yeah, they got rid of their other manager and brought him in, so he's only coached, I guess, in the whole transition and whatever. Like he only got to coach them 14. Their selection, like they had it on like whatever Brazil's national broadcasting is.
Yeah.
And basically the entire country, the players themselves found out whether or not they were on the team watching this TV, like watching the coach on TV announce who
he's picking for his squad. Okay.
And then they had cameras at all of or the players themselves were up on like social media and stuff. So they had that like every time that they would react, and players were like crying when they were selected. Like it means so much. It's just like a different way of life there. Obviously the key players, this cat from Real Madrid, he's 25 years old, Vinicius Jr. He's a central attacking forward or midfielder, depending. He's in like a lot of the commercials that I don't know if you've seen the Nike commercial for the World Cup.
Oh yeah.
He's in the majority of it. He has the ball the majority of the time. He's an exciting player. There's a lot of expectations already on him, but with Ancelotti there, who has had a lot of previous experience and success, like tapping into those high-profile players and getting the best out of him. So he had kind of was on a little bit of like a disappointment. He's had good games for Brazil, but when the expectations are all like, if the expectation's 10 and you play like an 8, everyone's going to focus on like, well, you didn't play like a 10.
Pick
you know what
apart.
I mean? Like,
right.
So there's a lot riding on him. He'll be a focal point, I'm sure, of every broadcast, and I'm sure people have already. He's on billboards and shit everywhere.
Yeah, he's a face of Brazilian and international soccer for sure.
There's a midfielder, Casemiro, who was like, he's a very central player for them. He was kind of in the doghouse with the old coach, but now Ancelotti seems to be calling him up and using him a lot more. He's an experienced midfielder who actually has taught. There are talk about him coming to play for the Miami team in MLS after the Cup is over. So there could be a possibility he hooks up and plays with Messi after this tournament.
Interesting.
And then, of course, everybody's favorite flopper, the man who children around the world imitate every time they get a little bit of a bump, or I should say, over-imitate or over-exaggerate. Our man Neymar is back on the squad.
Neymar, yeah. Ledge.
He's like 30, I think he's 33 or 34.
Well, I would have said higher.
He's expected to be on the squad. He's not going to start. He'll probably be a guy coming off the bench for them. But if he stays healthy and he's motivated or whatever, he is somebody that can definitely he's a game changer.
Yes.
Like even at the advanced age that he is, if he's given them a solid 30 minutes for the tournament, he's gonna be a highlight reel. He's gonna create some plays, unless of course somebody steps on a toenail.
Yeah, and then he's gonna hit the grass and wave at the referee on the way down.
This it wasn't particularly easy for Brazil to get in. They were one of the last teams to qualify. Ancelotti has left some really notable players or people that were mainstays on the team. He's left them home. He's bringing a squad that he feels is hungry and ready, and they should be exciting to watch. They are training in the New Jersey area.
Ooh, yeah.
But you can't go to their train. You have to be media credentialed to go to their. But players have already been spotted like hanging out in I think Neymar was in like Jersey Gardens Mall.
Oh, okay, all right.
So I'm sure they're around. You never know. You may be in a supermarket somewhere, and you could be standing right next to a Brazilian soccer player, and you'll never know.
Interesting. A couple fun facts that I have. Pele, the legend himself, Pele, is the only player to win 3 World Cups throughout his career. 1958, 1962, 1970 for the legendary Pele. And Brazil has won World Cups on 4 different continents, which is quite an achievement. Well decorated. When you do see the Brazilian team, and I love when they do this because they might have I think other than them and Colombia, maybe France, they do have a very attractive female supporter group. So you could play a game that I will play anytime I watch Brazil, spot the BBL. And to count up how many Brazilian thickies are just dancing around in the stands and elsewhere at watch parties. So Team BBL for life. So that's Brazil. Let's move on to Morocco.
The great Morocco.
Magnificent Morocco. Come on.
They're magnificent.
You almost had it.
I was going to say when you said that Brazil was the first team that have won championships on 4 different continents, I said, does that mean they should get the continental belt?
Oh, possibly, yes. That's all right. Continental championship, yes.
There you go. Yeah, Morocco had a pretty surprise run in the last World Cup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They made it to the quarterfinals. I'm sorry, the semifinals in Qatar.
Yeah.
Which was kind of a little bit of a shock. They're a good team. They got some guys. They got some cats that play for Real Madrid, PSG, Man U. They're one of their leading players. Hassan Banyo plays for Al Hilal in the Saudi Arabia League.
Oh, great. Classic.
Which the Saudi League has become, let's grab really great players who are a little bit past their prime, but let's pay them a boatload of money because people know who they are, and we'll bring them into Saudi.
It feels like the Live Golf Tour.
Yeah. But their soccer league is still going on. I don't know what's going on with Live Tour. I think that's
the U.S. isn't sponsoring it, so
I think that already has a for sale sign on it. And,
yeah, money pulled.
A couple of trends that that I've seen with Morocco, and I see with a lot of teams.
Mm-hmm.
Coaching switches since the last World Cup.
Right.
Their U20 coach has been moved up to take over the squad.
Okay.
So it's like
promotion from within.
The previous guy took them to the semifinals.
Yeah.
And then
what's wrong with him? Wow.
So obviously amongst Morocco soccer, there's an expectation, and I guess that cat wasn't making it. Plus, trying to get younger guys because of the conditions playing in the U.S. When there's a choice between an older player and a younger player, it seems like a lot of coaches have gone with the younger players and left the older players home because, let's face it, unless you're lucky enough to be one of the few teams that get to play in Seattle or play in Canada, it does get hot sometimes in Canada.
Yeah, they're in Vancouver.
A lot of these games are, even though they're going to be, there are a lot of primetime games and stuff. It's going to be played in the heat.
Muggy.
Some of these guys are not used to playing. You play in Germany, you play in England. You're not playing in the heat. 60 degrees is a heat wave in some of those countries.
True.
So Morocco went with the other trend. They decided to switch their coach, who was successful, and let's make a switch for the sake of switching.
Mm-hmm.
So they do have a new coach going into this, but the expectations are still just as high. Morocco could be, if everything works out, they could be a team to deal with in this bracket and going on into the tournament. So they gain talent some ways with their choices, and they gained youth, but they lost some of the experience that they had from the tournament. So we'll see how it plays out.
Let's see how it fits. Of course, it was a surprise semifinal appearance in 2022. Their team is lovingly referred to as the Atlas Lions by their home country. So that's a proud and strong name for the Morocco team. So best of luck to them. We're going to the small island nation of Haiti next.
Haiti. Let's face it. If
I hate you to say this,
they play in CONCACAF. They play in CONCACAF. Which Mexico, Canada, and U.S. also play. So since those teams got an automatic bid, it was almost kind of like, well, what's the next 3 or 4 teams?
Who we pulling out of the pile here, right?
Haiti made a surprise run and got one of those spots. Look, if they had to if U.S. and them weren't hosting, and there was, Haiti's probably not here.
Okay.
Plus the fact that it expanded teams because of the 3 host nation.
True.
This is going to be another team that parks the bus. They sit and play defense. Hopefully, try to catch you on a counter. A couple of highlight. They have a 37-year-old goalkeeper, Johnny Placida.
Okay. Johnny
and
Placenta.
Then they have a
fun.
Not, or Poseid. The fact that dudes, although 37 with goalkeepers is not like
No.
Cats played till like their 40, their early 40s playing goalkeeper. So
Yeah, Tim Howard was a oldish goalkeeper, right?
yeah, he finished. Well, yeah, he finished his career in MLS. So
Yeah.
They have a one named Nazan is their all-time leading scorer for their country. He's scored 44 goals in 76 games. So I'm guessing he's the focal point for that team.
He's the man who breaks free.
I hope I'm not stepping on toes, but I thought this was an interesting thing with them. So they qualified for this World Cup, despite the fact that they could not go to their training fields or play in their stadium because their training fields and stadium were overtaken by gangs and overlords in 2024. So they had to train outside of Haiti and play all their games outside of Haiti and still were able to pull off enough to qualify. So good on you. I'm not expecting a lot, but who knows? Maybe they're taking the world again. Well, maybe not the world against us. At least
our countries might be against us.
The people, we could win, but we're not going to be able to go back to our homeland and celebrate it. Probably get shot.
Got to negotiate with the gang.
That could be a motivating factor. I don't know.
Port-au-Prince and the stadium in Port-au-Prince was partially burned due to gang violence, and they moved that training facility, and some of their qualifying home games were played in Curacao. Second World Cup for Haiti. Prior appearance was 1974, the year that I was born. So, good luck to Haiti.
Yeah.
I wouldn't Haiti to see them win a game.
Haha.
Let's round it out.
Last but certainly not least,
near and dear
to my heart, the Tartan Army of Scotland.
Yeah.
Their first World Cup appearance since 1998.
That's quite a drought. That was a surprising fact.
They got in with some dramatic fashion too. Their last couple of games, please go on YouTube and look up like the highlights of their last match. Like they had a cat score on a bicycle kick, and then they scored the game-winning goal in extra time. And I mean, I've seen some crowds go nut like that. It was in Scotland, so that place went berserk.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that there's a good number of people of their supporters that make it to the U.S. because they're a passionate bunch. There's already video of them, like a group of fans getting on an airplane that were coming for their first World Cup match. And they were escorted by a bagpiper through the TSA check-in onto the airplane. So, I don't have a lot of high expectations. Scott McTominay is their leading guy, midfielder. They had another guy who got hurt, and he's being replaced by Darren Fletcher, who is the son of a Scottish legend, but I believe he's like 18 years old. He plays for Man U's U21 team. And I thought I read that he's only played like 20 minutes for the big club for Scotland. Yeah. So it's like
trial by fire.
Plays for a big club. He's part of Man U. But not a lot of experience, and he's taking over for somebody. They play a back five system, 5 defenders. I'm expecting kind of like that park and sit. But who knows with them? They may just
they might be fired up.
You know what? We're just going to go for it. We're going to play. If we lose every game, we lose every game. One way or the other, much like kind of the opposite end of the spectrum, like. You'll watch Brazil to see all the beautiful ladies. You will watch Scotland to see some of the drunken, most hooligan people in the crowds.
Scottish soccer hooligans.
They're loud. I would not be surprised if they somehow figure out a way to get a bagpiper into the stadium.
So
even though security, they'll pay somebody.
Let me give you the so today's I think Barstool had it today, is they're training up in the Boston area. And
oh God, Jesus! And
at 6:30 in the morning, they did have a bagpiper like outside of the house or the hotel that they're staying. It's a short, like a little B&B type, probably not small in the least, but like wherever the team is sort of like stationed, they did have a bagpiper outside at 6:30 in the morning today, serenading the team nice. And getting them rowdy for the day's training. So let that be known that that's what they're coming for. I think they're coming to party. The oldest international team in the world, by the way. And in 1992, in the Euros for 1992, the Tartan Army, they won the Fair Play Award in the 1992 Euros. So their fans might be rowdy, but their players are very very honest, and they play a good game. And they've been known for that. So let's see how they progress. There's no doubt that the Brazil should be the odds-on favorite to get out of this group, and I think they're going to take with that. I think Morocco is still riding high. Although now that I think about it, like the fun that would be if Scotland does make it past the group stage to the knockouts and just wows everybody. So I'm gonna go Brazil and Scotland on this one.
Really?
Yeah.
Another cool thing, if you see the highlights of that match on YouTube, they have a bagpiper play their national anthem before their. God, I really hope they bring that and have that dude play the national anthem yeah. before Scotland's games.
Yeah.
Also, their goalkeeper Greg Gordon, who you were mentioning, they're the oldest.
Yes.
He's 43. He is 43 years old.
All right. Yeah.
So
old man in the pipes, a gray hair in the pipes.
I'm thinking like a movie type, like this guy bangs a 6-pack and goes out and plays lights out.
Yeah.
Soccer. Be great.
Let's see it happen. All right. So let's get into the D group. Group D.
Group D, featuring the U.S. men's national team.
Yes.
Coached by Mauricio Pochettino.
Mm-hmm.
He's
a great American. A great American.
Yeah, great American. He's probably best known for coaching Tottenham, Chelsea, PSG. He is an Argentinian born coach. So he has that,
it's one of those things where it's
like, yeah. Well, he's from Argentina. He must know soccer.
Yeah. Yeah. They got it there.
Look, the U.S. has had. You have the pressure. You're a host nation.
Mm-hmm.
You have the pressure of the fact that the women's team wins a shit ton of tournaments, and you don't.
Yeah.
The disappointment from them not even qualifying in 2018 still has kind of left the sting in U.S. soccer fans. After that failure to qualify, there was a kind of like a understanding or whatever, like we got to go with the youth. We got to start. We can't keep them bringing in these older players. They tried to do that to qualify. It didn't work. So there was this youth movement. Look, U.S. compared to all right, if you go back to when we hosted it back in '94,
right,
we didn't have a domestic league. Very few players were actually playing in Europe. There's been documentaries and stuff that have been airing on Fox Sports and stuff where basically guys were they were living it. They were at the camp, and that's what they did. They just played against each other every day, trying to gear up and get ready for the '94 World Cup. The fact that we have talented players playing in Europe, we have players that were left, they're really quality players that were left off this roster.
Right.
And yes, it created how did you bring this guy in? But sit back and just breathe in the fact of we have talented guys that didn't make the team.
Yes.
Where we're not scrounging going, well, we got 11 good guys, but man, we're deep enough now that we're actually leaving players home that years past would probably not only make the 23, might even be starters. Christian Pulisic you're probably already sick of the Hershey commercial with him.
Oh yeah,
he's the poster boy for U.S. soccer. Very talented forward who plays for AC Milan. You have I believe he's French, but he plays in Morocco. Florian Balogun decided to declare himself. I think one of his parents lived in the United States. You do have a number of those type of players on the roster where they're. But he is a very talented striker. Played very well in the French league last year. Is playing for Morocco this year, and he's having another solid club performance. A lot of expectations on him. Anthony Robinson and Serginho Dest both play in Europe. Both are, again, Dest is originally from the Netherlands, has some sort of family history and was able to play for U.S. Anthony Robinson was born in England. Same thing, had some sort of family lineage. They're probably two of the most talented guys on the team. They play fullback, but they play like wings. So they get up into the attacking zone. Serginho Dest, I still to this day do not know why he's a fullback. Like, not that he doesn't play defense, but he should be an attacking player. But that's just whatever. Okay. They're both exciting to watch. You might have saw Anthony Robinson scored a banger against Germany in the exhibition or friendly match against Germany.
Yes. And
then basically did a backflip, a running backflip. The dude's like super athletic. He's super fun to watch. A local guy, Tyler Adams, who did play for the New York Red Bulls, is their term that you might hear a lot also if you're not familiar with soccer. He's a good number 6. He's a midfielder. He's a defensive midfielder. He will clean up the mess. He's the guy before it gets into the attacking zone. He's small, but man, he's got a motor on him, and he's all over the place. He's fun to watch. And another guy, here's one area that, like, their goalkeeping, which is usually the strong point of the U.S. this year, this tournament, I think, has taken a little bit of a dip. Matt Turner, all three goalkeepers that they brought all play in MLS, which isn't that big of a deal. But there's still like a cloud as to who's going to be the number one goaltender. Is it going to be Matt Turner, who was the goalkeeper from the last cup? Is it going to be Matt Freese, who plays for New York, NYCFC? Yeah. And then they brought this young guy, this Chris Brady, who from Chicago, as the third. They played him a couple of minutes in the Senegal game. So it's weird to be going into a tournament where normally the goalkeeper position is the strongest position in the U.S., and there's a lot of question marks. We don't know who the number one is. The other one that's got U.S. fans all 6s and 7s or 7 and 9, whatever, all crazy about, is that they brought back 39-year-old Tim Ream, who is now playing in his 4th, I think, World Cup.
Okay.
And they named him team captain, which normally you don't make the guy team captain and then put him on the bench. So 39-year-old Tim Ream is going to get a lot of playing minutes.
Okay.
And that's got a lot of people worried because of his age.
Yeah, he might not have a motor anymore.
Look, I would be very surprised if they don't make this out of the group. I think the minimum expectation is get out of the group and at least play 2 games in the knockout stage. If you do that, I think that makes anything past that, you're surpassing expectation.
Yeah.
If they make it into the final 8 or into the final 4, you'll just like all of a sudden you didn't know there was this many Knicks fans in the New York area.
Yeah.
You wait.
Going to be a
how
lot
many
of
U.S. soccer fans there are across the country.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a talented squad. It's pretty deep. We just don't have the history of winning, and I think that makes a lot of people nervous. And they're a very scrutinized team, but I have a good feeling about them. I'm excited to watch them play, and I think they should definitely make it out of this group. I mean, we'll go through the other 3 teams.
Right, yeah, naturally. Just real quick fun fact. There are 9 players, whether they are that play for a New York or New Jersey team, or that they were living or born in. There's 9 different players that have New York roots that are on this team. So I think the motivation to get to play at MetLife Stadium in front of that local home crowd might be very motivating for some of the guys that are on the team. So, and then they have, I think it's a total of 8 MLS players on rosters that are on MLS rosters.
All 3 goalkeepers are MLS.
So that's a good lean into the U.S. League. So let's move to Paraguay. Let's move the podcast to Paraguay.
Oh, awesome. Paraguay is an experience. They play in a really tough. They play in that South American, so they got to play. Brazil, Argentina, Colombia.
Yeah,
they got some tough teams. So to make it out of that, definitely shows that they're a quality opponent. Their captain, Gustavo Gomez, plays for Brazilian Giants Palmeiras.
Okay.
Who my son and my nephew went to the Club World Cup game, and we're like, those fans are crazy, but they're a lot of fun.
Okay.
They got to sit in with the Palmeiras supporters. Omar Aldredi plays for Sunderland, is another dude to look for. My favorite, and I say this with all love in my heart, my favorite player on this team is Miguel Almiron. I say his name very
phonetically.
U.S.
phonetics, right?
I don't roll my R's or whatever, but Almiron. He plays for Newcastle. He was once in the MLS. He played for the Atlanta team.
Okay.
And I lovingly refer to him as he has Howdy Doody face. He looks like the dummy. He's got like the really high pitched eyebrows. He's got freckles.
Oh wow!
And he's got like this goofy face on when he plays, and he looks exactly like the Howdy Doody dummy.
He's
a
got
talented
Howdy
player.
Doody face. That's I'm remembering that for the whole cup.
He's a talented player. He's kind of on the back end of it. This is probably, we're probably looking at his swan. I don't want to say swan song, but there are a lot of questions whether or not he'll be back in Newcastle, whether he's going to come back to, he like was in MLS, then he was kind of flirting with coming back to MLS. He stayed in Newcastle, so who knows where his future will be. But if you're watching a game and you think it's Paraguay and you go, holy shit, is that a real grown up Howdy Doody playing soccer?
He's playing in little cowboy boots and jeans.
Oh, look at him!
What an adorable little scamp.
When he's on the bench, he does sit on somebody's lap, and they do.
Buffalo Bob come over to chat with him.
The good news is that the U.S. played Paraguay within the last year or so, and they did defeat them. So that's a good sign for the U.S.
All right. So here's a couple fun facts. First of all, the fan base for Paraguay is very superstitious. A lot of it has to do with if they've gotten a victory and you've eaten a certain thing, you're going to be eating that thing for every international game, until something goes wrong or they lose or whatever. Even if it gets you sick, even if it's not prepared right, they will prepare the meal the exact same way, and you will sit on a toilet all night long and shit your brains out. If you did that last game, expect to do it this one. If you got super hammered drunk on grain alcohol and just spicy rums or whatever, expect to drink that. So it's very much like there's superstitions all over the place for their fan base. Their fan base is also referred to as the Guararian Claw, and that includes courage, guts, and resilience, and that's what they stand by as a support crew. So you may see if you see flags that aren't the flag of Paraguay, or if there's people holding up what look like tree barks, that's lovingly referred to as the Guararian Claw.
Nice.
Yeah,
the claw.
The claw will get you. So let's go down under, huh?
Australia. Affectionately, their fans are referred to as the Socceroos.
The Socceroos, yes.
They are a rowdy bunch.
Goofy.
Always a surprise. At the World Cup. Unfortunately, a lot of the guys that from years past are no longer there. The Tim Cahills,
yes,
have retired, unfortunately. Yeah. Their captain, Jackson Irvine, midfielder, is their leader. Their captain is probably their best. He's the guy that creates, the guy that controls the ball for them. They got a couple of younger players. Jordan Boss.
Okay.
BOS. Doesn't sound very.
Boss. Yeah, it's short.
Is that
Boss?
I don't know if that's really. I'm gonna say he's. I don't know if he's Australia. I don't know. We'll see. Couple of cats that play for Watford and Norwich City up top, that are under 20. Or I'm sorry, under 22.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So they have a mix of some older players. They got some younger players that are playing over in Europe. It's they're a fun team. They have anytime you see supporters dressed up as kangaroos, or a soccer ball, you can't necessarily hate them.
Yeah. It's a colorful fan base, for sure.
They're just kind of an unknown at this point, and so you could see them maybe being a prize team again, as they have been in their history, or you could kind of see them getting grouped.
Yeah.
My expectation is, I think they're probably fighting for one of the third place entries in.
I might agree with you. Yeah.
Just because of the experience that they do have, and the fact that some of their younger players play in top leagues in Europe.
Yeah. They
can't be that freaked out by playing in the world. It's not like,
oh no,
you went from playing I play in New Zealand, and now all of a sudden I'm playing in a giant football stadium in the United States. I don't see them being intimidated.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But the Socceroos are always a fun-loving group, and they're fun to watch.
So they're a bit fearless. So this is a fun fact that's not about soccer per se. In grade school, children all over Australia, there's something that's called the Nutbush Dance. And when I read it, I was like, this is probably some Aborigine, weird, where they're, just kind of, like you would see on a Blue's Clues or a Bluey, whatever, that sort of thing. But the Nutbush Dance is actually this sort of coordinate. It must have been a international TikTok thing, but apparently it goes back decades. And it is a dance that the children in Australia are taught at grade school age, that goes to the Ike and Tina Turner song, Nutbush City Limits. When you do have a chance, just because I find Australia to be just they're a kookaroo nation. When you have a chance, go on YouTube or jump on, Instagram or TikTok and look up the Nutbush Dance, Australia, and you will see some variations of people of all ages doing this Nutbush Dance that apparently they were all taught when they were in grammar school. So, good on you.
So, So as they get finished with the dance, does the male counterpoint turn around and smack the female counterpoint?
There's no
Hits her.
Nope.
There's no hitting it with a shoe.
Nope. I see. I was originally going to say it's a Tina Turner song, but it is definitely during the Ike and Tina Turner time. So I wanted to be respectful to that being a hit in the early '70s. So moving along, final gang in this group, Turkey.
It's not just a food that you eat; it's a country. Making their first World Cup appearance since 2002.
Yes.
Had to battle their way through playoff, in the qualifying stages. Again, one of the teams that made it there while Italy is sitting home for the third World Cup in a row.
Right.
I don't know if I mentioned that. You kind of hope that maybe the playing games spark some sort of all right, we're on a roll. We made it here. Let's it's us against the world. I don't see a lot of enough talent per se, or known talent on this team to where you really got to sit there and think that they're going to make it out of this stage. Their starting goalkeeper is the Manchester United backup goalkeeper.
Yep.
So it's he does face quality players and stuff in training,
in practice, right?
but he's not getting a lot of game minutes. So, who knows? I mean, there's always, I said, everybody always goes into an NCAA bracket thinking there's no way that and a 15 seed wins. And
exactly
the 20 people in your pool that pick them, for one day get the brag that they know more about college basketball than you do.
True.
So if Turkey goes on a run and makes me look foolish, then it wouldn't be the first time that I've looked foolish making a sports prediction.
Hip
Congratulations on getting here. You made it through a tough European bracket to get here.
Yeah.
But my gut is you're playing 3 games and you're going home. So any fun facts about our boys from Turkey?
So yes, they did have a 3rd place finish in that 2002 World Cup.
Yes.
And they're with 51 international goals, their highest goal scorer is Hakan Sakur, who his nickname is the Bull of Bosphorus. That's a tough ass nickname.
Yes.
And there are some I've seen some of the clips and pictures of the guys on the Turkey team. This is a pretty big this is a pretty stout squad. So I don't know if they can run hard. I don't know what their conditioning is, but they look like a lot of guys that people are going to take some shots from if they get in a penalty way, or if people want to flop off of them, they're probably going to fly across the field. So yeah, that's it for Turkey.
So their highlight could be the wall that they make for every free pick, because they have
it could literally be a wall of human. The Bull of Bosphorus, or Bosphorus.
Bosphorus.
I mean that. And by the way, the man's name is Hakan Sakur, so that sounds like a Bond villain.
What you take out of that group is Bosphorus and Howdy Doody
and
Face.
Howdy Doody Face. I also agree. I think the U.S. can get through group stage and position themselves probably in a decent spot. And I'm going to actually go with Turkey as the second team that gets out of that one. Let's go Bull. And not from Night Court.
Yes.
So
Group E.
Group E as we forge on Group E.
So one of the better known or more successful countries leads this group, Germany.
Yeah. Yes.
Julian Nagelsmann is their head coach. Apparently a very flashy dude. Wears a lot of is kind of one of those coaches that for some reason the camera seems to find him a lot on the sidelines. he's kind of like his own personality. Sometimes it's a little bit bigger than what's going on with the team, causes some drama.
Yep.
There's always drama with Germany. I don't know why. You would think Germans would be very, I don't know, unless you get them confused or whatever with the Rush. Like Germans, I always think like, oh, they're going to come in very, hey, we train, we get ready, we're very.
Yeah, we're.
But there seems to be, in the past number of years, there's always drama with them going into a World Cup, whether players aren't happy with the coach, players who didn't get selected. This year's drama surrounded their goalkeeper, who had basically said he retired from the national team and then just decided, and his name is Manuel Neuer, who is one of a legendary goalkeeper,
Yes.
just decided like within the last year that he was coming back and was pretty much just handed the starting goalkeeper job. No competition, no nothing. So that's
Respect your elders.
That's been kind of a distraction, I guess, going in. Whether or not, he did retire. Is his heart? Are we 100% sure that he really wants to be here? That type of stuff. Jamal Musiala and Florian Wirtz. My German's horrible.
Okay.
Are your playmakers? Jamal is from Bayern Munich. He's their number 10. Exciting player. And Kai Havertz, who's played for a number of teams in the English Premier League. I believe he's on Arsenal right now. Is a good creator. He can finish. I'm pretty sure he scored a goal. Even though Arsenal lost, he scored the goal in the UEFA Championship game for them.
I see.
So they have a high press style of attack. Even though with all the drama, they seem to kind of always pull it together. They should be a quality squad. I would expect a good showing from them. They're a fun team to watch. If you want to see soccer played at like a high level, like you want to watch the Brazilians, you want to watch Argentina. Yeah. Germany's
in the conversation always
in that conversation. So they're the leader of this group and should probably pop out of it. But I'm sure I'm almost scared to what fun fact. Are there any fun facts about the Germans?
No, listen, Germany's a great nation. Go visit. Two things. First thing, and I mean, these aren't real fun facts. This is a fact. They have a total of 106 World Cup games played. That is the most of anybody in World Cup history. And the other thing in Germany, and this is a hot topic when it comes to the recent NBA playoffs, and will there be public viewings? Will there not be public viewings? Where do you got to go if you're a Knicks fan? Can you stand outside of the Garden? Can you be here? Can you be there? Public viewings are going to be a big deal for a lot of teams throughout this World Cup. It's very important. Like people gather in parks, people gather at bars, people gather at town squares, whatever it is, all over the nation. Germany leads the world in public viewings. Like for even the qualifying games had huge throngs, thousands of people that were waiting and standing outside of venues. They have segregated areas at certain stadiums in Germany that are designated as public viewing spots. So they're going to be front and center when that topic of public viewings comes along. So just be prepared for Fox to go to shots from Germany and elsewhere. But yeah, that certainly is something that they are tied to. And yeah, I think they're the class of this group, and they're almost a shoo-in to get through. Let's talk about the rest of the group. Let's talk about Curacao.
Curacao, the smallest country to qualify at the World Cup.
Yes.
Population of 185,000 people.
Ooh, see, I had 156,000, so my information might be wrong.
More my information. Look, they're a small damn country.
It's very small.
Another CONCACAF team that country that made it. Yeah, they're definitely the David against Goliath in this World Cup. Um, their all-time captain, Leandro Bucana, leads with 68 appearances for them, and they have former Aston Villa superstar, who is now 34 years old, Juaninho.
Oh yeah, Juaninho. All right.
So that's always fun. If you like rooting for underdogs, this is your underdog team to root for, Curacao. It'd be fun. I don't like, just like any other kind of tournament that you watch or anything you get in, like one underdog team is good. You don't want like a whole tournament of underdog, because then it's like, well, the quality play. Like, this is a team that like I want to root for. I want to see videos of like the entire country. Like you were talking about viewings where like Germany may have like 100,000 people. If they have 100,000 people,
that's everybody in the nation.
That means like 80% of the population is out in this. Like that's crazy.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But you never know. I'm sure wherever their home games are, there's going to be a very small group of people that anytime they have any sort of success, there's going to be like 30 or 40 of them seated together in one section, and they're going to be going nuts, and they're going to have the flag and their face painted and everything. They're the underdogs. They're the team that God, if they have any success, you're going to feel happy for. So
hey, they have 16 seed written, all of them. By the way, the team is known as La Ola Azul, which is the Blue Wave. They are led by a member of I think it's their coaching staff. Maybe it's the manager of the team, but I don't think he's a head coach, but I could be wrong. Dick Advocate.
Yep.
Who's also nicknamed the Little General, which that's adorable. So yes,
he's 78 years old.
78-year-old Dick Advocate. Pause for laughter. So let's keep the momentum going. Another fun ass team, the Ivory Coast.
Yeah, I remember it was maybe 4 World Cups ago when they qualified for like the first time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, their fans were like, they were underdog. They performed very well. They've had some decent players that from that first time they qualified that have gone on to play in bigger leagues, and were one of like, I think like Cameroon might have been the first African team to go to a World Cup and have some sort of success, and then the Ivory Coast kind of came in and followed behind it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, soccer scouts started going to Europe looking at players there, and now they're a pretty good pipeline to teams, to leagues in Europe and in MLS and here in the States. So African countries have made a big in the past, like, I would say 20 years, a very significant jump.
Yeah.
As far in the world of world football, and Ivory Coast, along with Cameroon, would be one of the pioneers, I guess you would say, of leading that charge. Franck, Franck, Kessie,
okay,
their captain, is their leading attacker, and then they have a young dude, 19-year-old Yao Diamande, who plays for Red Bull Leipzig.
That's a fun name, Yao Diamande.
Yao Diamande.
Oof, yeah.
Even that's the way I'm pronouncing it Spanish, even though the dude's from Ivory Coast. But that's how I'm reading it. I'll probably hear an announcer say it and be like, "Oh shit, man, that was way off."
Oh.
But African teams are fun to watch. They're usually a lot of times they are not scared to take that 25 yard strike.
Oh yeah, big feet.
So if they put it on frame, it can be an exciting game when they're basically hitting it 30 rows behind the net. Like, it's kind of like, oh, gee, it's like watching a kicker in football just constantly not make field goals. But they're Yeah, a lot of energy, good history of good showings in the World Cup, and yeah, they're a fun team to watch, and their fan base is, they sing, they dance, like just like every every nation except U.S.
Right. Well, that's
Unfortunately, with security and stuff, I don't think they're going to be able to bring the drums and all that other stuff that they normally do for their their qualifying matches and stuff in Europe. But very colorful, very flamboyant, and fun fan group, and they should be an exciting team to watch.
So that was one of my fun facts, is that they always have the vibrant celebrations pregame or during high points during the game, goals, whatever it may be. The Elephants is their team name. Chelsea legend Didier Drogba played a peacemaker. There was so when they made the World Cup, they qualified for the World Cup in 2006, which was the first time that they had qualified for it. At the time, there was a civil war in the nation, the Ivory Coast, and Drogba was basically as an international spokesman and as a star player on the team, is kind of credited as one of the reasons that the civil war broke down and they were able to achieve peace, was the outstanding play and the I guess it's not patriotism, but more of the diplomacy that he was showing, representing the nation away from all the strife that was happening. So they're fun. They're, again, I not afraid to just boot and hustle. And again, I could, with a group like this, Ivory Coast and Germany might be like one of the games of the group stage for sure.
Yeah,
looking forward to it. So last team on the docket here, Ecuador,
also known as La Tri.
Yeah.
So I read this and I was kind of hoping maybe you might, because one half of this I totally get, the other half I don't know.
Okay.
So their coach, Sebastian Becasisi,
all right, close enough,
is described to be half Claudio Caniggia and half Iggy Pop.
Okay, so he's malnourished.
I was not familiar with the first, but my thing is this dude on the sideline shirtless?
Is he putting peanut butter on himself and going into the crowd?
Because that would be awesome. Can you imagine the coach being shirtless and then just jumping into the stands?
Yeah, and diving on a microphone, or putting on just taking his shirt off and just wearing his jeans and getting crowd surfed around the place. Would love to see it. Interesting.
Again, Ecuador, another team that had to qualify out of that South American, which is a bitch to do.
Mm-hmm.
So a team that's they finished, they were the last team to qualify, or they had to win a playoff to get in that group. I'll never take them lightly. They have had good showing. They've played in the Gold Cup and
Yes.
Copa America. They've had some good showings. They got some cats that play in top leagues around the world. Their best player is a number 6, which is a little. When your defensive midfielder is your best player, your leading player, it kind of looks like it. Kind of sounds like they're going to be another team that parks the bus. But you never know. They do have Enner Valencia as a striker for them that they have a lot of expectations for. Dude scored a game-winning goal, I think, in one of the qualifying matches. And they have an 18-year-old Kendry Payer, Paer, who they have high expectations. He's 18 years old, and he's currently in the Chelsea
pipeline.
Okay. I don't know if he's playing top team yet, or he's on their team. So, Ecuador could be. They play stiff competition, so I mean they're definitely not going to be intimidated by Ivory Coast or Germany. I could see them, if they're not one of the two teams that make it out of this bracket, I definitely see them being a team that's competing for that third team coming out. This bracket should. I mean, I feel bad. I hope Curacao doesn't get their ass handed to them every game. I hope they're the kind of like that dark horse underdog type of team that everyone's going to be rooting for. But it's gonna. I think it's a tough group.
Yeah, it lines up to be that way. Ecuador, through the qualifiers, they only let up 5 goals through the qualifiers. They are a defensive juggernaut. So when you're saying they might park the bus, that's probably their strategy, is to park the bus and then kill you on a breakaway or figure out a way to draw a free kick and capitalize on it that way. So they're kind of a scary entity when it comes to that. So as much as we want to see like an Ivory Coast, kind of like just balls to the wall type, like sniper type team that can just like blast the ball and like chase after it, and Curacao being these sort of like bad news bears, Germany being who Germany is, I think that's another one. Like Germany and Ivory Coast, I think is going to be a good matchup, and I think Ecuador may give Germany a run for their money if they can play that style as they did through the qualifiers. And again, when you're talking about playing through qualifiers with the heavy hitters, I think that's got an air of success for La Tri, which I also think top 5 jerseys in the World Cup.
Wow,
great tags.
Great tag. You going to buy one?
Nah. So let's kick it to Group F.
Group F.
Netherlands starts.
The Netherlands.
Yeah.
Great fan base.
Yeah.
I believe Netherlands is the Irish or the Orange Army, or something to that. It's something. They have a name, and Orange Crush or something. There's something in there that whatever translates. It translates something to do with orange.
But it actually, let me interrupt you because that was my fun fact, and I'll throw it in now. The orange jerseys are a tribute to the Dutch royal family.
The royal family of the Dutch. I didn't know. They're an experienced team, kind of a snake-bitten team, always very talented. You think of Johan Cruyff, was one of the most legendary soccer players of all time and never won a World Cup. Mm-hmm. They always seem to be a team that high expectations, high talent, great coach, everything go, and then just something always seems to.
It's a matchup that torpedoes them.
I remember one of the years, Rob Van Persie had the goal of the tournament with this the Flying Dutchman header. Mm-hmm. And then they went and they lost. It was they were the talk of the team, and then they lost in the quarterfinals or semifinal. It was just oh, it's over. Shit. You had a lot of expectations for them.
Yeah. They
still have Memphis Depay, Dumfries, and De Jong, who have played in multiple World Cups. They play in top teams all around the league. They should be the lead team that comes out of this bracket. But you don't know with the Netherlands. It's you want to be confident in them, you want to root for them, but you're kind of wondering at what point are they going to get snake bitten, and where are they going to get upset at some point, or is it it just seems to be their prolonged history.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with the fact that they should get through this stage pretty easy, and they should be the top nation coming out of here.
They definitely are. I think again, it's the inevitability of when you get to the knockouts of man, they're going to play against somebody that's tough, or somebody that's on a real roll, and that might get them. As we mentioned before, the jerseys are a tribute to the Dutch royal family. They are pioneers of the total football style, which is a very fluid attacking style of football, international football especially. They kind of come at you in waves. They can move fast, but they also, I guess the attacking is what they're kind of known for, is pulling the defensive players as forward as you can when you really smell blood in the water. I like Netherlands a lot, and I think they are. In my opinion, if they play their style, I think they're a final could be a Final Four team. So,
moving on to the land of Japan. Japan has had some strong showings in previous World Cups. They're in another team that's in like this transition period. They're kind of they play fast. That's their thing is they want to use their speed. They want to run on teams. They want to rotate players in that they don't want to ever have a drop off. That seems to be the direction that they're heading into, which means that some of their older players that have gone that were key players and stuff in their previous World Cup appearances are going to kind of take a back seat because the way that they want to play. So someone like a Kaseki Honda type of player is not going to get like a full 90 minute. Like they may come out, they could be even a halftime sub. It seems like their quick style of play, their speed is what the coach wants to use. So they're going to be a fast team. They're going to be exciting. We'll see how that handle. It'd be interesting to see how they handle that. Going with younger players, less experience, but faster. Are they gonna burn out like in the heat? Are they gonna be able to maintain that for a full 90 minutes? And you basically only have a handful of days in between games.
Yeah, right.
Your recovery time. It'll be interesting to see whether or not does that come to bite them in the butt, like playing that type of style, playing fast or does it really lead to success and they could be a surprise team, not only coming out of the bracket, but could be a surprise team in the tournament. So
that's true. Fan base, or I don't know if it's a fan base or the team is known as the Samurai Blue. I think that's the team is the Samurai Blue because of the color. They are known. Their players as well as their fans are famous for sportsmanship. In World Cups past, they have left spotless locker rooms. Their fans stay after the game to clean their section. And the team has also left notes for the host nations, which is a sign of goodwill. Super respectful. I would expect no less from the disciplined Japanese to be super respectful when it comes to coming over internationally, watching a team play, and leaving your section as spotless as possible. Also, historically, Japanese sports fans have been relatively quiet. So I don't think you're going to hear a lot of chanting from the Japanese if there is a contingent of Japanese fans on site in these stadiums. But when something does happen, a goal, an important defensive play, that's when they'll really show their rooting spirit and go a little bit crazy. So yeah, I enjoyed reading that they're internationally known as one of the most sportsman and polite fan bases and players as well.
So if you happen to get tickets to a game where Japan is one of the opponents, just take your garbage and just leave it in their section.
Yeah, come on. Sweden.
Yeah, just be like, here, leave this for you. Sweden.
Sweden's next.
Coached by an Englishman, Graham Potter.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe we can't find a coach in Sweden, like a former Swedish player. Thought that was a bit not odd, but just kind of.
Well, he's a Chelsea coach, right?
Yeah, he's kind of bounced around. You just think they're of all the well-known players and stuff. I mean, that's usually like a thing like with national team. It's like either older coaches who don't want to deal with the daily grind of playing, coaching at a top team, and because because coaching a national team is kind of like almost like a part-time gig in some ways, because you know they don't play as much as like your club team does.
True.
Yeah, Alexander Isak, Isak, plays for Liverpool. Is the guy to watch? He's their best player. They do have a couple of younger dudes who play in top leagues. Jayo Karas, Yassine Ayera, and Lucas Bergvall, which is one of the few games that actually sounds Swedish.
All right.
Our midfielders who will get a lot of touches on ball. You know, you see a lot of them throughout the game. Well, not a lot of touches. You know what I meant. Stop it. Oh, I said balls.
We got some touches on balls.
Yeah. Well, they'll also play soccer.
Hey. Well done.
Thank you. We really third grade here. Should be a strong team in this bracket. I would say at minimum they should be playing for a third place. That's like, hey, maybe one of the games they come out sloppy or something. They get a draw where they should have won. But at minimum they should be playing for a third place, one of the third place brackets. So, Sweden would be another one. I guess I'm sure you have this in your notes. The pans, the cameras that when they go into the stands.
Yeah.
Sweden has some very attractive female followers.
Good-looking female followers. I'm going to butcher this name, but Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Boy, that sounds like a setup.
Zlatan.
Zlatan. Yeah, he's known as Zlatan, but I wanted to try to pronounce that last name because he just sounds like somebody in a Norm Macdonald joke. That's the viral clip that I think that might be one of the first like soccer clips or football clips that like got like hundreds of millions of views. The bicycle kick. I think it was at the Euros, maybe 6 or 8 years ago. So that's one of their so like the hallmark of their program was this particular bicycle kick that got a lot of eyeballs, and that dude has done a ton of press and goodwill for the sport of soccer. So yeah, they might be they're ones to watch for sure.
Zlatan will be in the pregame and postgame shows for Fox.
Oh, okay, good.
Along with Thierry Henry and Alexi Lalas.
All right.
Because we have
because you got to shoehorn Lalas in there.
Somebody throw Dempsey in there or something.
I mean, seriously.
Find somebody better. But Zlatan is maybe my. I will say he was a tremendous player. Maybe just as much as you have love for Ricky Henderson in baseball as your favorite baseball personality, Zlatan is my favorite soccer.
All right. Okay. I like that.
He refers to him in third. He refers to himself in third person.
Zlatan.
When he came and played for LAFC or LA Galaxy.
Yeah.
He played for like a year and a half and then went back to Europe. In his press conference as he was leaving, he said, Zlatan is leaving the United States. You can all go back and watch baseball now.
Yeah. Dude, what a boy. But he's just football boys club.
He's like the combination of Ricky Henderson and a heel in wrestling. And I love every minute of it. And he'll be, I can't wait. I can't wait to watch like him doing pre and post game in between.
Good.
Love his personality.
All right. What a man. Last team in the group, Tunisia.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
You got a cat that plays for Burnley. Elias Achuri is their striker, plays for Copenhagen.
Okay.
And a cat that plays for Celtic in the Scottish League.
Oh, all right.
Sebastian Touneki. Touneckt. There's a lot of letters in there.
Yeah. It feels like they shouldn't be crammed together, but
guys to watch. Mainly a defensive style. Their head coach used to coach for both Cardiff City and Nottingham Forest.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he's got some experience coaching on a big level. I don't have very high expectations of Tunisia.
No,
They could be another team that surprises, but I would be surprised if they surprised anybody. Definitely see them finishing fourth out of this bracket.
Yeah,
so
they've never gotten past the group stage, which is a that's a sign of underperformance. The Eagles of Carthage is the nickname for the team. So best of luck to you. Netherlands, I think Netherlands, and I'm gonna go with Japan as a sleeper hit out of that group, with probably Sweden getting in as getting through as a third placer.
That's pretty much how I was thinking myself.
Yeah.
So
yeah. All right. Great minds think alike.
Group G.
Group G. We're almost seeing the light on this one. So let's dig into Group G, see what the highlights are.
Belgium is the top team. Not only are they great at making waffles, they're a very good soccer
cheese
program.
It's a cheese nation.
I was just thinking Belgian waffles, but anyway. Their coach, Rudy Garcia, is the coach of Al Nassr, which is another one of the big teams in Saudi Arabia. And it basically clashed with Cristiano Ronaldo. So that's why he's not coaching Al Nassr anymore, and he's coaching the Belgian team. You cross Cristiano Ronaldo, you get unemployed. It's basically what happens.
Yeah.
Jeremy Doku, their 23-year-old winger from Man City, is their best and exciting player. They have a couple of old guards. Kevin De Bruyne, who played for Man City. You'll know him from he's a ginger, and even at 34 years old is still a very creative player. We'll see whether or not his legs stay out underneath him or stay underneath him with the heat and his advanced age. Like, I could definitely see him either being either getting subbed off if they have a lead, or maybe coming off the bench as a option if they're by any chance losing in a game. He would be somebody who's creative on the ball, is really good on corner kicks for set pieces. So even though he is kind of at an older age, he's a good veteran type of guy that you kind of need to make a run in the tournament. And their world famous Real Madrid goalkeeper, I'm gonna butcher this fucking Thibaut Courtois is back.
That's a good effort.
He is back. If you casually watch European soccer, you'll know this dude immediately. Successful. He's probably maybe one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Helped. I mean, he's got a lot of hardware, but he does play for Real Madrid, so it's kind of one of those like, well, these win a lot of shit when your club's spending like $1 billion on salaries. But he is an outstanding goalkeeper. And Belgium should be a team not only to watch coming out of this bracket, but could be a team to watch in the tournament.
Yeah, this is another team that kind of has that. Just like I said about the Netherlands, like I think they have that. Looking at they could have a deep run depending on their opponents. Could be final 8. It all comes down to who they draw after they get past this wonky group. They played in the first World Cup game in 1930. Huge rivals with the Dutch. So just as I'm just mentioning, the team I think they line up the most to kind of clone on their way through group stages and should have a deep run. I think that says all you need to about how Belgium is going to be played and how they're going to be compared in this tournament. Let's move to the land of the pyramids. Let's talk about Egypt.
Egypt. Most recognizable player would be Mohamed Salah, who is been a mainstay at Liverpool. Maybe some questions whether he's returning back to Liverpool this year or not. He is kind of getting up there in age. He's been there for a while. Sometimes European teams just like to make a change just for the sake of change, especially, I think they're on like their second or third coach since he's been there. Omar Mamouche, Mamousch, plays for Man City. He's their lead attacker. And Hamza, Abdel Karim, who's played for Al Hilal and for Barcelona. They're probably their key players. Egypt is a pretty strong squad. A little bit on the old, not old side, but they do have experienced players.
Okay.
So I would probably look at them as the second team coming out of here, based purely on their experience. We'll see as they advance, and the pressure builds, and the minutes build up, and the heat and everything that goes along with it. Although they do play in Egypt, so heat should not be too bad.
Yeah.
But a lot of those guys play, when they're clubs, they're playing in colder temperatures.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
But it's just, soccer's are just a grueling game, and you have to take into the weather conditions into it. The minutes and everything dragging on to them. It'll be interesting to see how far they can get. Where along the line does it eventually kind of come, everything builds up and bites them and where they exit. But
right.
I would definitely see them coming out of the bracket, and I wouldn't be all that surprised if Egypt won a game or two coming out of this bracket.
Interesting. All right. That's high hopes. Yes, 4 World Cup appearances prior to this, and they've never gotten past the group stage. So this, hopefully, we've got maybe a harbinger for better times for them. Head coach Hassam Hassan, great alliterative name. He's also their greatest goal scorer in the country's history. So get ready for that, and that's probably going to be a storyline that will be picked up on. Moving right along to the Iranians.
I don't have a lot to talk about the Iranians. I feel awfully bad in some ways for their football team because of what's going on internationally. They have it's questioned how many of them were originally, whether or not they were going to be able to get to they have to play games in the United States.
Yeah.
And whether or not they were going to be allowed, and what members of their staff were going to be allowed.
They can come in, and then they have to leave the country after it, and
they're basically training in Mexico. They're able to fly in for the games, but immediately following the games, they have to go back and fly back. So that's a lot of travel. It's a lot of wear and tear. Not that Iran they have decent players. They've had good showings in past World Cups. But I just think everything that's going on and the conditions on which they have to play, I think is going to eventually. I would be very surprised if they made it out of a group stage. And it's not. Look, put your politics aside and all that stuff. Like these guys are football players.
Yeah, they're not soldiers.
And they're not soldiers. And I think it's it kind of sucks. It's unfair that the politics has kind of come into it, and they have to, it's hard enough to be in this tournament and the pressures to be on it and to perform. But when you have to do that with the underlying conditions that you're already going into it, I just see that being just too much for them. And maybe a stronger squad, a stronger nation, soccer-wise, could overcome it. I don't know if Iran, but who knows? Maybe that's something that binds them together and they have that, us against the world mentality going into it, and maybe they surprise some people, but it's just it's a little bit unfair going into it. So
Yeah.
that's my thoughts on Iran.
Their supporters are Team Melli. And they do have, in 1998, they did beat the United States in the group stage of the World Cup. So that's also a thing. Yes, I think that it's a heavy situation for them, and we'll just have to see how they stand up, and if there's any, hopefully there isn't violence or anything at their games, because it would be unfair to the players on the field if there was an altercation. New Zealand is the last team in the Group G, and what do you have for the New Zealand team?
There's not a whole lot to talk about. Although they do have a manager who managed for Watford at one time, so
Okay.
they do have a coach that somewhat was on top tier team. Or Watford's always a team that like relegated, gets promoted,
Yes.
relegated,
Yeah.
gets promoted.
Yeah, every other year.
Their leading player, I think he's one of their all-time leading cap guys, Chris Wood, is a longtime English Premier League player. He's played for a number of teams. You can almost call him like an English Premier League journeyman. Last team that he played for was Nottingham Forest.
That seems to be coming up a lot. Nottingham Forest is on everybody's tongue.
He's kind of just like their most experienced, most probably known player. I see them getting grouped. I don't see them making it out of it.
I kind of feel the same way. I think they're probably not long for this tournament. The team name, they are the All Whites.
Oof.
Yeah. And their fan base is called the Flying Kiwis. Let's just not get the two of those switched up at any point, because that could be dangerous.
Do you know their rugby team wears black uniforms in contrast, and they're known as the All Blacks?
The All Blacks, yeah. Oh yeah. So this is Belgium's world. I think Egypt is the team that comes out of this, and I think it's a rough sled for Iran and for the All Whites, the Flying Kiwi fan base. Group H. Headliner, Spain.
Euro champs. They're a tremendous team.
Yeah.
They are one of the lead. Not only this is a no-brainer. They're coming out of this.
Yeah.
They're getting out of this. They're probably one of the top teams in this tournament. A lot of history of winning, great players. They've kind of opened up a little bit over the year. They used to definitely be a team that would score a goal and then park the bus and play possession, keep away. It was impressive, and at the same time, sometimes it would get a little bit boring to watch them. They've kind of opened up their style a little bit more, but they do tend to, maybe if they have a lead in the last 15, 20 minutes of a game, they do revert back to the keep away, keep possession. All right, nothing here, play it back to the keeper, which sometimes you have to be very hardcore into soccer sometimes to just sit there and see a team pass the ball around and play keep away. But they're a strong side. Here I thought was something interesting. I hope I'm not stepping on your toes. It is the first time ever that a Spain team has gone into the World Cup with no players from Real Madrid on their squad.
Wow. Okay. No, I did not. I didn't pull that stat. That's very interesting.
But they're definitely not only an easy contender to get out of this group, but they're one of the top teams that could push for a winner of the World Cup. Yeah,
they should be high. That playing style that you were saying, which was maximum possession, the rapid short passes to wear out your opponents, tiki-taku is that playing style. Yes, they're loyal fans, La Roja. So they're gonna play well. They're gonna travel well. They're gonna have a lot of just like Germany. They're gonna have a lot of people that are watch partying like crazy, and they're stacked with international superstars. So it's gonna be hard to beat them. It's gonna be hard to score on them. So good luck, everybody else, including Cape Verde, who's the next team we're gonna talk about.
I always get a little scary, or when your captain is your goalkeeper. I just I know it's like this. I don't know. It's a bugaboo or something. I've seen teams that do it, but I always kind of feel like your captain should be a regular field player. But whatever. Vozinha is their goalkeeper and captain, so he already has points for me because he's got one name. Their head coach, Pedro Latas Brito, is known as Boombista.
Boombista, yes.
So a coach that has a nickname is awesome.
Yeah.
For you local or your domestic interest, Steven Moera is a right back for the team. He is from the Columbus Crew here in MLS.
Okay.
And their center forward, Dejan Livramento, is responsible for two of the country's most important goals in their history. So he is their center forward and lead person on the attack. So that's what I have for Cape Verde.
Cape Verde, yes. This is their first
Cape Verde.
This is their first World Cup appearance. Head coach Baptista. He mandates the team speak Creole amongst each other, and despite like wherever they're coming from, they had to learn Creole. Maybe that's going to throw off an opponent or two. I'm not really sure. And for qualifying, so this is the perk. For qualifying for the World Cup, Cape Verde has received $10.5 million from FIFA. So if you don't think that you're going to be able to turn that around and capitalize and maybe begin to build a program, if you can do that on $10.5 million, like that's the type of money that you're seeing for these like first time appearances. So that's highly motivational for some of these smaller nations and kind of underdeveloped soccer programs to get themselves in action. So speaking of a nation that really loves the dollar and any international money, Saudi Arabia, the sports washing capital of the world.
They love their dollar. They love their sports. Journalists, not so much.
Not so much. Fuck.
Saudi Arabia, their coach, Hervé Benyard.
I wish you said Villachez.
Hey, the soccer ball. He left following the last World Cup and then came back. So he just didn't want to be involved with qualifying. It's kind of like the star player that doesn't want to deal with training camp.
Yeah,
and just
exactly.
sit out and just be like, oh, we qualified? Well, I'm coming back to coach the team.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia, soccer-wise, is probably best known in the last World Cup for their upset of Argentina. Argentina went on to win the tournament.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But at that time, I believe they won 2-0 or 2-1. And it was like a shocking result. And there was a lot of questions about the Argentina team.
Oh, yeah.
Had they come in
everybody
was
too
overconfident? Everybody on that team, the coach was questioned. Messi was questioned. Needless to say, Argentina bounced back and they wound up winning the tournament. So they're a team that can be. I don't think you should deal lightly with them because they have proven to be able to take down a giant.
Yeah.
Their captain, 34-year-old. He's a winger that plays for Al Hilal in your lovely Saudi Arabia league. Salam Al Dawarsi.
Just rolls off the tongue.
Dawsari, Dawsari, apparently is their main focal point.
Okay.
They have a midfielder. I just wrote this down just to see if I could friggin' pronounce it, because not only does this guy apparently have a lot of soccer talent, he's got a lot of names.
Okay.
Salah Abu Al hyphen Shamat.
Oh, okay.
Shamat.
Does he need 2 driver's licenses to get that on there, or is there like a a flip panel page that comes up for the rest of it?
You know, like when you win a tournament and they have to give you the giant check at the end?
Yeah.
He just has a giant driver's license.
Yeah, it's driver's license
in the back seat.
It's too long.
It's really brutal getting on an airplane with him because he has to bring all that ID.
I
Again,
was thinking for the other things, but all right.
Yeah. God.
Wouldn't be a fan of us.
So yeah, an experienced squad who's taken down a giant. So you have to keep your eye on the Saudi Arabian for their soccer,
right? Not just
for everything else.
Yeah. My only other
they could possibly also dump a 18-wheeler filled with cash onto a ref. So,
yeah, that's true.
They got a lot of cash.
Yeah. They have no problem stuffing pockets and buying planes for people. They are the future host nation in 2034 of the World Cup. So that's an interesting fact. So they're not going anywhere. I think they could surprise somebody and maybe make a run, but they've got there's another contender in this group that we got to talk about. Group H final team, Uruguay.
My way, Uruguay. The 2-time world champs.
Yes.
World Cup champs. Or I'm sorry, 2-time. Yeah.
Yeah, they won the cup.
Although it's like, I think both of the highlights were in black and white.
Yes.
It's been a long time.
Winners are winners.
They're probably most well-known player, 27-year-old Real Madrid player, Federico Valverde.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Leads the attack. They're a soccer nation, crazy soccer nation with a history of the game. Very interesting. Not interesting, but I guess it's a point to talk about. 39-year-old Luis Suarez was left off the team.
What a shame. And he's, again, one of the most decorated players in international soccer, for sure.
So defenders feel a little bit safe. You don't have to worry about getting bit. At least not by Luis Suarez.
No.
Or hopefully he did not pass that on to any of the Uruguay players.
His countrymen.
Yeah. I definitely see them being the second team coming out of this group along with Spain.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have really any expectations for Cape Verde or Saudi Arabia, maybe. But maybe.
Uruguay.
But definitely it's Uruguay and Spain.
Yeah.
It's their bracket.
Right. Uruguay, as you mentioned, 2-time World Cup winners. The 90% of the population, according to polls, is passionate about soccer. Uruguay Noma is a phrase often heard in Uruguay, and their fan base is La Guaracharara or Charua. Charua. However that's pronounced. These are some things that they are known for. They have the longest national anthem, by the way, and it is a banger. It's like there's a little bit of opera in it. There's the beginning of it, like the instrumental that starts it off, almost like sounds like a Disney musical. It's whimsical. The players sing it passionately on the pitch before games. So like, it's a sight to behold. But if you're listening just to the instrumental, it's a fun piece of music. I encourage anybody. I might put it at the end of the episode if I remember to crank that up for you guys as we fade out of this one, because
this will be the longest exit music.
Yeah, copyright strikes be damned. It's only going to be a long episode to begin with, but you might get 5 minutes of the Uruguay national anthem to close out. But I'm in agreement. Let's say Uruguay and Spain gets through.
But by the way, that I think they have a rule in World Cup that I think you're capped at 2 minutes of your national anthem.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they cut it short, but the full version is available on Spotify.
So you'll get the radio edit at the World Cup, but if you want the full extended mix, it'll be on here at the end of the podcast.
Yes, it will be, or it could be. I don't know. We'll see.
Group I.
Group I. We're almost to the end here. Group I. I spy a powerhouse at the top of this. And I'm sure that we've got a few words to say about La France.
France, our loving neighbors in Europe, or compadres, France. Thomas Jefferson's favorite country.
Right.
Yeah, they're a powerhouse, man. They got their head coach will be stepping down actually after this World Cup. Didier Deschamps, and it is rumored that the next head coach may be one of the most well-known soccer players for all the wrong reasons. He was a tremendous soccer player, but is kind of known for Zidane.
The
headbutt of Zidane.
Okay.
Who
all right.
was an outstanding
Zinedine
player.
Zidane.
But to the common soccer, to the common,
all they see is a headbutt to the chest.
That dude headbutting someone and getting a red card in a World Cup game 20 something years ago.
Right. Exactly 20 years ago. Yeah.
So I'm sure if you're watching a match involving France, if he's in the stands, if he's up in the booth, or in one of the boxes or something, I'm sure it will be mentioned about how great a player he was, and that he is probably going to be taking over as the French head coach. I did think he had like a year at Real Madrid, or a year or two. He coached a couple of years, so it's not like he's got some head coaching. So it wouldn't be a horrible fit for him to go and coach France after this tournament. Their lead guy, one of the faces of this tournament, their captain, Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe will be all over advertisements, billboards, everything.
Yeah.
He's a top player in Europe, plays for Real Madrid, which is it's getting as much mentions as Nottingham Forest, which I find crazy.
Yeah.
Ousmane Dembele is a Ballon d'Or winner. Tremendous player.
Yeah.
One of the leads on this team. Mikel Olise, who plays for Bayern Munich, is another one of their standout. This team has a load of talent. Even they're deep. There are players on their bench that will definitely start for probably 20 or 30 countries.
Yeah, exactly.
In this tournament. They're easily coming out of this group. They're easily one of the top teams to be watching for to win and add another star to their jersey.
Yeah. So, couple quick fun facts. I don't know if it's that fun of a fact, but their jersey features for this particular World Cup will feature copper swooshes, Nike swooshes, and that is to honor the Statue of Liberty. Their greatest gift to us for our 250th birthday. So I thought that was very nice of them. And my prediction is Mbappe will be the top goal scorer in the tournament.
I thought the best gift that the French gave us was the Ménage à Trois.
Oh, hey.
We all go around with this stupid accent.
Yeah, we do.
It's like Marcel.
It's going to be weird. All right, Senegal is next in this this group. The steamrollers for France, the pavement for which they will steamroll everybody. Go ahead, Senegal.
Senegal is another fun team to watch from African country. They do have some experienced players on their squad. Their goalkeeper Mendy You may recognize him if you watch English Premier. He was the goalkeeper for Chelsea.
Okay.
Right. They have a couple of dudes like Mendy is a little bit older, Manye and Koulibaly, which are kind of in their twilight part of their careers. They have a striker, Jackson, who is on loan. He's playing for Bayern Munich and he's on loan from Chelsea. And as a Chelsea supporter, I keep on reading all these guys that are on loan from Chelsea that are playing for like all the Chelsea looked like dog shit this year. I think the first thing they need to do, get some of these guys back on loan. Like, if this guy's killing it, like for Bayern Munich, sorry, we're taking him back. Stop loaning out all these guys and call some of them back. They've had some success. Obviously, they've never won a World Cup, but they have advanced. Another team that has never seen if you give them a little bit of a window, they're going to take a shot.
Sure.
I watched them. I watched them in a friendly against the U.S. and their defense left a little bit to be desired. U.S. won 3-2. They had, I think, 3 goals called back for offsides in the second half. So that has me a little bit worried that, I mean, obviously it's a friendly. You can't judge completely everything. Maybe that's a good sign for the U.S. that maybe this is a really good team and we were able to put 3 in the back of the net.
Right.
Maybe, but that has me a little bit worried that you're playing France and Norway, who have real experienced strikers, who are consistent at putting the playmakers and guys that are able to put the ball in the back of the net. Worries me a little bit about Senegal. Otherwise, if their defense could hold it together, they could be a team that either finishes second or possibly playing for a third place. So, but that's just a little bit of my opinion on Senegal.
Okay. This is their second appearance. Last time around, they did beat France. So
France.
So let's see if they got their magic, because they're going to be paired with them during the first set of games. The team is dubbed the Lions of Pernaga. I don't know if you roll an N there or the R, but Pernaga. Senegal is also home to Lake Retba, which is apparently one of the most beautiful structures in all of the world, and all of Africa especially. Bubblegum pink water in the in Lake Retba. I don't know if I should be putting a pronunciation on that one. But yeah, I mean, I think they line up with the Ivory Coast a lot, which might be a fun team to watch. And certainly with their eye towards the offensive side of things and trying to score. So let's see if they have lightning in a bottle twice to upset the French. Iraq is the next team in this group.
I want to Iraq with you. They have a 62-year-old Australian, Graham Arnold, as their head coach. So I always kind of wonder, when you have somebody like, is there going to be like a cultural thing where, like, you have an Australian, does he know how to, can he communicate with his team? That always big question mark for me when you have, like, I understand not everybody is going to have a countryman as their head coach, but could be a little bit of a weird thing for an Australian to be walking into an Iraqi locker room. Their feature is one of the featured players is Amen Hussein. He's a number 9. He's their goal scorer. So he'll be the focal point of their attack. And their goalkeeper, Jalal Hassan, experienced goalkeeper. Hopefully, I'm sure we'll have quite a lot of action again with the fact that they're going to be playing France, Senegal, and Norway. That dude's going to have some
under pressure.
He's going to be under pressure. He's going to be if he stops, he's going to be stopped. If he stops a lot of shots, he's definitely icing his hands at the end of the game. So, we'll see. Never know. But I don't know. I definitely I look at them not getting out of the group, but that's just me.
No. This is the least fun fact that I have out of all of my fun facts. So back in the 90s and the early 2000s, Saddam Hussein's son Uday was overseeing. He used to oversee the football team, and when the team lost, there would be innumerable tortures, physical and psychological bullying, and damage that was being done, including bathing in raw sewage. They would have to kick concrete soccer balls, and then also go through ritualistic head shaving, all while being taunted and allegedly, in certain circumstances, being whipped and beaten. So not a fun time. That was called the dark era for Iraqi football, and hopefully they're past that at this point, and they're in a much better, at least from the structure of whoever's running the team, is in a much better and more compassionate place. But listen, if your team doesn't play well and you're going to be bathing in raw sewage, some people would say, I've been swimming in raw sewage and I love it.
God.
So let's go to Norway. I don't see any notes about sewage here.
Thank God. Going to be a little biased. So one of the games that I am actually going to is the Norway-Senegal game.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty excited. I'm hoping that the Norwegian fan group is able to travel and comes in droves. I don't know if you probably have notes on their fan base, so I'm not going to get into it.
No, needless go ahead. No, please. I actually don't have any.
So the Norwegian fans they basically, at one point during the match, they will get in a position as if they're about to row a boat, and they'll have their hands out. And then somebody yells something, and they all pull their hands back, and they yell row, and then they put their hands back, and they get louder and louder as they do it. But it's like sections of stadiums doing this thing all in like. It looks. I've seen video clips of it. God, I hope they travel well and
they can make it.
Man, I really hope I'm sitting in the Norwegian section.
Yeah, you want to row?
It's first time since this team has made the World Cup since 2000.
Yeah, big drought.
Big drought. One of the key another guy who is like Mbappe, like a star, is featured in commercials and will be all over. Will be a talked about man. Their striker Erling Haaland, who plays for Man City. The dude is a beast. He is like an immovable object inside the six. He's intimidating as hell. Look wise, he has been nothing but a success. He came from he's playing for Borussia Dortmund, was then transferred to Man City, and he's just been amazing at Man City. I would almost, if they can move forward and play enough games, I can see him as a candidate for the Golden Boot Award.
Interesting. Wow.
Along with him is Martin Odegaard, who plays for Arsenal, who is a playmaking number 10.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see the two of these guys play. There are forces that have to be dealt with. They can, no matter the competition, they always perform. So even though the rest of the team, there's a little bit of a drop off, they could be a team that if if they get the performances expected out of their top two players, and the rest of the team can kind of like back them up, or at least not do anything dumb to prevent victory, I definitely see them as maybe coming out at being a second team.
Yeah.
At the very least, a third team playing, or a team playing in the third, for the third finished group or whatever.
Right.
I see them moving on one way or the other. I see them moving on out of this bracket, and there's just a lot of like cool stuff about them. The team portraits that they've already taken leading into this. I highly recommend you go online or social media or whatever and look up. They did a team photo in their home jerseys where their flag is like a cross. It's like a blue cross in the corner.
Yeah.
So they made it so that everybody was at the same height, and that the cross all like, so it all was like together in a pattern. It looks amazing.
Oh, okay.
They took a team photo dressed up as Vikings in front of a Viking ship in Norway before they left here. And their third team photo is all the players on the squad wearing the kits that they wore for when they played in the youth development league, like their team.
Oh,
so
that's adorable.
There's a lot of excitement. I'm excited about this team. I'm excited about their top two players, and I'm hoping that there may be a little bit of a dark horse thing here, and they can go on a run.
Okay, all right. They do have a winning record versus Brazil in World Cup play. Again, that was dating back before their 28-year drought. But they have a very tall attacking line. That was the other note that I pulled up. I didn't get an average height, but apparently, as you said, like they've got a lot of big, strong kids, so they've got a kind of an intimidation factor if things can swing in their favor. I like what I'm hearing about them, and I'm gonna say they get through with France as the 2 in this one. So let's see if we're correct. And let's mosey on to Group J. Man, there's a lot of groups. The headliner for Group J, the reigning and defending World Cup champions, Argentina. Give me some Argentina knowledge.
They're defending champions. They won the World Cup in 2022. They also have won the Copa America, which is a tournament played in South America. They've won that twice since winning the World Cup. Lionel Messi is probably, you put him and Ronaldo as the most, like, who's 1A, 1B, like most recognizable soccer players in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Still at 38 years old, you still have to keep an eye on him. He can still impact the match.
Game changer.
He's not going to run all over the field. He's not going to play defense. He's going to be towards the offensive side of the ball. He will run a third of the field. He will save and conserve his energy, but he will still create plays. He will still be a playmaker. He's still deadly on set plays and penalty, that type of stuff. He will have an impact on this team. He will have an impact on this tournament. Probably one of the co-headlines of the whole World Cup, besides it being here in the U.S. and all of those stuff, is that this is probably a swan song for Messi and also for Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like one of those things where a lot of the other players that we were talking about, Mbappe, who's going to take the mantle? Who's going to be the next, once these guys step away?
Yes.
Alexis McAllister and Enzo Fernandez are two of their other top players. They have experience. They have depth. They are one of the teams to watch, easily getting out of this tournament or getting out of this bracket
group,
and are serious contenders for winning the World Cup.
Yeah, and going back to back is what their goal is. Unbeaten in the semifinals, which is that's an intimidating stat. So when they're playing good, they're playing better than anybody else in World Cup play. They host a fan-built museum, the Temple of Soccer in Argentina, which that in and of itself, it's not just the type of thing that a former players association is going to put together or a league is going to put together. This is fan built. So I think that's kind of cool. Passionate fans. The Messi storyline is certainly something that everybody's going to chirp about and talk about. And how does he close out his international career? Very interesting to see. So yeah, I think Argentina, a lot of high praise from them, so they should be blindfolded and be able to take down the rest of the teams in this Group J. But we're here to talk about the other ones too. So let's move to Algeria.
It'd be better if it was Albania, because then I could see the song. But Algeria, I don't know a lot about the squad. Even reading up on them, I was not familiar with a lot of their players.
Yeah.
Their captain is Rihad Mahrez. Cool. Another one of their focal points is Mohamed Amora. The interesting fact or interesting part of their squad I read about, and I figure I throw it out there since we already mentioned him. The legendary Zidane comes back. His son Luka is a goalkeeper for the squad.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that might be a storyline if you happen to be watching an Algerian game. Whether he's playing or on the sideline, I'm sure Zidane will probably be mentioned yet again in another game that did not have to do with France. So I thought that was a little bit interesting for Algeria.
There weren't a lot of notes. And they had a 1973 match versus South Yemen, an international that was a 15-0 win for them. 1, 2, 3, Viva Algeria. That is their rally cry, or Viva la Algeria. And it was mistaken by United States during an Algerian war with France. The United States had heard some of the soldiers chanting 1, 2, 3, Viva Algeria, and they thought it was them celebrating, and they were actually asking for help. And that meant free Algeria instead of celebrating Algeria. So because of that mistake and because they have a sense of humor, they kept it, and it is a widely known international soccer chant. So listen for that pre and during their games. If Algeria didn't impress you, how about Austria?
Australia.
Austria.
They have a German legend, Ralph Rankerek, which I believe wasn't that one of the sequels to Thor movie?
Good call. All right.
He has coached at both the Red Bull Leipzig and Strasbourg, so they play that high press that I was talking about earlier. They are captained by David Alaba, who plays for Real Madrid. A notable player is Konrad Laimer, who's a fullback for Bayern Munich. Austrian team with a lot of German influence, could definitely be a squad I see making it. They're not. I would see them as a second seed coming out of here behind Argentina.
Yeah, that's the kind of the going word is that they're kind of on a rise. They're like a kind of lying in the weeds. They could be an interesting team. Couple fun facts about Austria. Das Wunderteam. The whole team born in Austria. There is a song from a local artist, Reinhard Venreich, has a tribute song called "I'm from Austria" that the players on the team love to sing and love to I think they shot a music video for it. And The other fun fact is the current reigning All Elite Wrestling Women's World Champion, Tekla, is a native of Austria. She's known, or as she was known when she wrestled in Japan, as the Idol Killer. She also, in her free time, she does have a punk band called the Death Row Groupies. So that's a lot of fun. So that's my fun facts about Austria. Bet you didn't think I was going to slip too many wrestling references in this episode. Haha. Let's wrap up this group with Jordan.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's the country Jordan and not Michael Jordan. First time qualifying for the World Cup.
Yeah.
Their leading player, Moussa Al Tamari, plays in the French Ligue 1 for Rennes. Seems to be their focal point, their leading player. They're getting grouped. I don't see them coming out of it. I'm still going with Argentina and Austria coming out of this.
Yeah.
I don't have much to talk about Jordan.
Jordan, World Cup debut. They're high scorers with low possession, according to their qualifying games. Moussa Al Tamari. He's the Jordanian Messi, is what the press likes to call him. We'll see if he can live up to those expectations. This is Austria and Germany's world, and we're just living in it. Group K. We've got
Group K.
2 groups to go. Group K, led by Portugal.
Managed by Roberto Martinez, featuring one of the world's most famous players, Cristiano Ronaldo. Mm-hmm. As I was saying before, him and Messi, this could be their swan songs as far as international play in World Cup. Both are approaching 40 years old. They would be, I think, in 4 years, I think they would be like 42 and 43. So the chances of that happening, I wouldn't. They both stay in tremendous shape, but I don't know. I think this is it for both of them. Nuno Mendes, fullback, one of their featured players, as well as midfielders Bruno Fernandes and Bernardo Silva, who both play top teams in Europe. This is a strong squad, pretty deep squad than Portugal teams in the past, which always kind of just relied on Ronaldo. Ronaldo will probably be featured off the bench. Maybe the games that he does start, he's probably going to be subbed off. Again, he's kind of like in the twilight of his career.
Yeah,
one of the things that I'm sure will be mentioned on the broadcast. Not only is Portugal trying to get, just like last World Cup, Argentina's goal was to try to win it for Messi. Everyone thought that was going to be Messi's final World Cup, and they wanted him to go out with a victory because of all of the other legends in Argentina history had won a World Cup. It was the one thing that was kind of eluding Messi. There is going to be a push to let's win this for Cristiano Ronaldo. Yes. Also, another side, unfortunately, they'll be playing with heavy hearts. Diogo Jota, who was a star player for them and I believe he was an Arsenal man. Unfortunately, about 2 years ago, he died in a car crash, which sent shockwave. Him and his brother both passed. And I think both of them played for Portugal, but Diego was probably the more recognizable or the better of the two brothers. Not that makes it any, one better than the other, but Ruben Neves wears number 21 as a tribute to him. So I'm sure, after every I'm sure they'll have his jersey hanging in the locker. It will be with them on the sidelines. It will be mentioned throughout broadcasts. And as they continue to move on in the tournament, I'm sure there'll be a post-game or pre-game feature about what his loss meant and why they're winning it for him and all that goes along with it. So, yeah, Portugal is a team to be recognized.
Yeah, that's that certainly is a storyline and a through line through as long as they can go. And I think they're another team that's got Final 8, Final 4 aspirations. So let's see if they can live up to it. The Bertrand Bookstore is in Lisbon. It's the longest running bookstore in the world. It opened in 1732. I can't imagine what a bookstore in 1732 looked like. Everything probably was super heavy. Good luck getting a coffee at the Starbucks at the Bertrand Bookstore in 1732. Bibles was probably the best selling book at that time, and may still be. So, Viva la Portugal. The Congo making an appearance here in the World Cup. What do you got for? Is it DC Congo?
It's the DR Congo.
The DR Congo.
The country formerly known as Zaire.
That's right. Yes.
They have a couple of cats that play for some bigger teams in Europe, but they're a little bit of an unknown as far as their history. I don't remember Zaire doing a whole lot in World Cup past. I don't know if there's, I don't follow the politics and stuff. I don't know. Did they just change their name? Is there a split? All that stuff that kind of goes along with new nations.
Yeah.
So they're a little bit of they're a little bit of an unknown. I was going to say dark horse, but I kind of felt like maybe.
I don't think they're a dark horse. I think they're more of they're an unknown.
They're an unknown.
Yeah.
Who knows? They could shock me and be one of the surprise teams in a tournament, or they could be grouped and be going home, and people will even forget that DR Congo was in the World Cup anyway. So, be interesting to see. They're almost a complete unknown to me.
Yeah. So in 1974, Zaire was in the World Cup, and they were playing a game against Brazil. As an act of defiance, one of their defenders, so they're lining up and defending their goal on a free kick. As an act of defiance, one of the defenders broke from the wall and kicked the ball down the field before the offensive player could make his kick. This was an act of defiance because the organization and the government of Zaire was threatening players following previous losses in the World Cup, and so this was basically like an FU to the administration and the government for treating them terribly and admonishing them throughout the press and through the first few games of that World Cup. So an interesting bunch, and certainly a fun fact I will say about DR Congo, aka former Zaire. This brings us to another country of questionable pedigree getting into this. Uzbekistan,
their first World Cup. They are coached by Italian legend Fabio Cannavaro. So my question is, if he's an Italian legend and he's a coach, why isn't Italy looking at him? Because they ain't made the last 3 World Cups. I don't know if I mentioned that. If he's good enough to get Uzbekistan through qualifying, I'm sure he could probably do a lot with the Italian team. Look for that probably maybe post World Cup.
Oh, let's see.
Maybe he'll be moving on. Their best player is Man City defender. I'm not even going to attempt to say his first name, but Kusarov is his last name. This is the definition. Another team, park the bus.
Yeah.
When your best player is a defender, you're coached by an Italian, and you don't have a real offensive threat. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of defending. In their games.
That's the name of the game.
Congratulations on making it, and be safe going back home.
That's right. Good move, Uzbekistan. By the way, when they do go back home, Uzbekistan is one of the it's a double landlocked country, so they have
I
to
knew you were going to mention that.
they have to cross 2 international borders to see the ocean. So I think depending on where they have games, they might stick around a little while and be like, "We going to the beach, bros." So yes, double landlocked, first World Cup. Those are my only fun facts. Let's end this group.
You're turning into the cat from Barstool with all the
The internet, the geographic stuff. Yeah, I'm hot. Let's get in here. The last team in the group.
Ooh, that dude. I don't know his name. I just love when everyone answers wrong. He just goes, "No."
Uncle Chaps.
Yes.
Colombia.
Colombia. Yeah, they're a pretty rough history with U.S. being in the U.S. for a World Cup.
Yeah, I would say.
Was one of the leading nations back in '94. If you ever want to watch the 30 for 30 on the 2 Escobars, it's an interesting look into that team. They were supported, somewhat coached by the drug lord Escobar.
Pablo.
And then your defender Escobar, inadvertently own goal against the U.S. U.S. goes on to win. They advance, and Colombia goes home. And a few days later, upon his arrival, somebody shoots him outside a nightclub.
Yeah.
Even though they were told it's best for you guys to stay inside for a while. So Colombians really take their soccer seriously.
You bet your ass they do.
And I'm sure it is probably somewhere mentioned along that they have some unfinished business to do coming back here to the United States, and they want to make a better showing than when they did when they were here in '94.
Yeah.
Their leading attack, it looks like James Rodriguez, but it's James Rodriguez.
James.
Who has bounced around so many different teams. He had a great showing, I believe, in the Brazilian World Cup. He might have been the Golden Boot winner or was pretty close or one of the leading goal scorers. And he was young, and it was like, oh, this dude is going to be like the next face of soccer. And he kind of flamed out everywhere he's been. I believe he went he was playing for Bayern Munich at one point. Okay. I think he went to La Liga, English Premier. Everywhere he's went, it just hasn't seemed to work out for him. So much to the point that he came to MLS and basically didn't last 3 months with the Minnesota team. And he's already been released out of his contract. So he'll be looking for work after the World Cup.
Okay, all right.
At 34 years old.
Auditioning.
So, but he seems to perform very well for the one thing throughout his career is that he's performed well for the Colombian national team. Radamel Falcao and Yerry Mina are also two of the players that will be leading their attack. And probably their biggest player, without a doubt, big star, Luis Diaz, who plays for Bayern Munich.
Yes.
So Colombia should be a team to be reckoned with. They have experience. They have success on their side from their players who play for their clubs. Like I said, they have some unfinished business to do in the U.S. I definitely see them coming out of this group and maybe could surprise Portugal, but I don't think so. But definitely is one or two getting out of Group K.
Yeah, they're troublesome. They're rowdy. Team is known as the Coffee Growers. They do have a super fan, El Cole. You will see this man dressed in his huge condor costume with lots of feathers, potentially even some like beak apparatus that may be in play. I would imagine that that would be somebody that would be shown pregame a bunch of times and during the game for sure, during high pressure situations. I also believe it's going to be Colombia and Portugal coming out of this one. Sorry, Charlie, for Congo and Uzbekistan. We've made it to the final group, limping to the finish line here. Group L, long. The three Lions kick us off here.
Yes,
jolly old England.
The country that loves soccer the most, and repeatedly gets their heart broken.
Yes.
Every World Cup, they have lost in amazing fashion, many different ways. Destroys a nation, destroys players, goes through coaches, but somehow yet is the most passionate, most probably maybe most famous soccer fans.
Yeah.
They've already are lined up. They've already they're already practicing. They're outside hotels. They're practicing chants.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be a rowdy bunch. Lot of turmoil, surprising, with this English team going into this year's World Cup. Southgate, who was their previous coach for, I believe, the last 2 World Cups, was fired. He was replaced with Thomas Tuchel. I always pronounce his name wrong. He coached Chelsea and Borussia Dortmund. Basically, he was the coach at Borussia Dortmund when Pulisic was there.
Okay.
And did as much as he could to kind of ruin Christian Pulisic. And then Pulisic transferred out of Borussia Dortmund to go to Chelsea. And then this cat followed him to become the coach. It seemed like his goal was to follow Christian Pulisic and make sure that Christian Pulisic did not get quality playing minutes wherever he went.
Nasty.
He's a really skinny, weird looking dude. Kind of has like that Adam Silver, probably could be a bad guy in like a cartoon
Bond
or
villain
in a movie. Or he's just really kind of like, the only thing that kind of saves him is sometimes when he's on the sideline, he wears a baseball cap.
Okay. All right.
But when he's sans baseball cap, he's just even more creepier.
Haunting.
So it'll be interesting to see. He's had some, it's like one of those things. He goes somewhere, he'll have instant success, and then within a year or two of that success, he gets fired. So it'll be interesting to see what his impact on England. Their captain, their leader, Harry Kane, plays for Bayern Munich, longtime Tottenham Hotspur player. It's weird. He's an Englishman, really good at soccer, but somehow still looks like a country music star.
Okay. All right.
Like,
so he's got Chesney vibes.
If I put a picture up, it would be like, this guy is soccer, like,
or does he open for Morgan Wallen?
Yeah, he totally could.
Yeah.
The biggest thing around is it's not even the players that are on the team; it's the players that got left off the squad. He made some very interesting picks. No Phil Foden, who was a big Man City player. No Cole Palmer, who, when they were here a year ago for the Club World Cup, Chelsea won the Club World Cup, and Palmer had an exciting tournament. I believe he was responsible for 3 of the goals in the final game that they won.
That's it.
But yet he's not good enough to make the squad. No Alexander Arnold. This one, not as much a surprise, but it's a big name that, again, is not on the squad. No Harry Maguire, who is the post-whipping boy for not only for all of England's failures, but for Manchester United. Anytime they lose, anytime either one of those teams lose, Harry Maguire is the reason why. One of their players you should notice is Jude Bellingham, who plays for Real Madrid. Morgan Rogers. They're, even with the guys that they left off, there are a number of notable players deep. I can't. It would be an utter collapse for them not to get out of this.
Yeah, they're shoo-ins to be,
and that would. I don't know if that squad would be able to go back to England if they did not come out of the group.
Yeah, they're right. It's sort of a make or break with them. 16 appearances with only 1 World Cup, so that kind of tells you everything you need to know about it. But the Three Lions is the most famous crest in international sports. And Harry Kane, he is a leading candidate for a Golden Boot. So it should be interesting. I like them going pretty deep in this because I do think they have a lot of talent. Turmoil be damned, they still have a lot of talent. They can go places with this group. So I see them going pretty far. Croatia also in this group. No slouches on that side of the ball. Like this is a tough little duo here. So give me a little bit about Croatia.
So Croatia is an interesting. So 2 World Cups ago, they were a surprise team, lost to France. A number of their players kind of went from being unknowns on that team to playing for bigger squads in Europe. Luka Modric is probably the most recognizable, most famous. He looks like Kelly Leak from. He's got
Bears?
that he's small, he's scrawny type of thing.
Cigarette guy.
Yeah. Although he looks like Kelly Leak when he was in Breakaway.
Okay. That. All right.
So he's more Jackie Early Hale, I guess.
Right, okay.
Looking. But you're in a weird interesting transition where some of those older players that had this success 2 World Cups ago are kind of in the midst of this is probably their last World Cup. They're bringing in younger players. So it's whether or not how the younger players take the pressure and can they live up to what's the goals and what's the expectations of Croatia is not a team that anybody is now taken lightly. You're going to get your A games from everybody against because you're not surprising anybody. And the biggest question mark around that team is going to be, can the new players step up? Do the older players still have enough left in the tank to have another magical run? So they're a good squad. I think they should get out of this along with England, but it'll be interesting to see how far they go once they get out of the group, once it gets into a single elimination.
True. 3rd place in the last World Cup, 2nd place since 2018. Boban, back in the 90s, Boban kicked a riot police officer who was beating fans in the stands, and this allegedly was one of the unsung sparks to the Croatian Civil War. Well, the Croatian War of Independence that eventually got them and a lot of those Russian nations separated from Soviet control. So Boban, hero of the Croatian people. Ghana is in this group too. Speak on Ghana.
You think they're gonna win it?
Oh, come on now.
Oh, come on. Ghana, their 5th straight World Cup. Their featured players are Antoine Semenyo, Semenyo, who has been featured for Bournemouth and for Man City in his career. Also, Jordan Ayen, Ayen, who plays for Leicester City, was part of the Leicester City team
that shocked the world.
Shocked the world, and then is now relegated to the 3rd.
Yeah, they're in the
so they
Coca-Cola
won the
League.
Premier League. And a few years later, got demoted to the 2nd level, or the Champions League, and now they're in 3rd tier.
Yeah.
So how the mighty has rise, and how the right fall off. So
sink like a stone.
They're also a pretty strong squad. They have a history of performing very well at the World Cup. could, if things don't fall well for Croatia, if the older players don't have enough in the tank and the younger players don't step up, Ghana could surprise people and be the second team that comes out of this. They're not a pushover. They're not I would not go into a game against them thinking, oh, this is 3 points. Like, you got to play against these guys. So be interesting to see it's almost kind of like their success is going to be based on what happens with other teams.
Good point.
But could they be a surprise team to come out of this? Could they be one of the third place teams? I don't think it would be like shocking, but it would be a little bit of a surprise. We'll say that.
All right. Team is known as colloquially as the Black Stars. West Africa will do that for you. Pioneers. So their country, in celebration of their people and their culture, they are the pioneers of what they call fantasy coffins. So these are coffins that are designed for you based on your could be your profession, your hobby, or just something about your personality. So, like, if you're a fisherman and you're getting close to passing away, or if you just want to pick out your coffin ahead of time, let's say you would be designed in a coffin that's shaped like a giant fish, and you're buried that way. Very eclectic. It kind of reminds me of like New Orleans, where they have like the morning parades. So yeah, that's that. I thought that was an interesting fun fact about the nation of Ghana, is that they're the pioneers of fantasy coffins. So maybe a future episode, you and I can design each other's fantasy coffins.
Awesome.
All right, we're finally down to the last team in the World Cup. The last team in Group L, David Lee Roth's favorite soccer team, Panama. Tell me about the Canalmen.
Another team from CONCACAF. Who, it's not their first World Cup. They were the team that when the U.S. did not qualify for Russia in 2018, they were the team that they lost to, and Panama went to the World Cup. And I don't think they won a game, and I don't think I don't remember if they scored a goal at the 2018. It was not the best showing for them. They have a Englishman, Thomas Christensen, as their head coach. Their captain, Anibal Godoy, plays for Godoy. Is a featured player for the San Diego FC team in MLS.
Okay.
They're one of those nations that has improved in the weird thing was when MLS started, the whole idea was like, all right, we now have a domestic league. We now have a somewhere where we can develop players, and it's going to eventually make the national team better. Because they're going to be playing a league. You're going to have your players on your national team playing year round instead of what was happening, whereas when they weren't playing. Kind of the weird thing happened, though, is that a lot of players from Central America and the small Caribbean islands team have come to MLS, have used like the training and the experience of playing in the leagues and gone back and made those countries better in CONCACAF. Panama is one of those like leading countries that over the last so many, I would say the last like 15 years, where when you're watching them going, oh, I know that guy, he plays for Columbus Crew, or that guy plays for this. You spot at least 4 or 5 different guys that are playing in MLS. So I think they're a team that definitely is heading in the right directions as far as being a small nation moving forward, but I don't see them getting out of the group.
Nah, they're kind of stuck in the bottom. Yes, they are known as the Canalmen. but so they've qualified for 2 World Cups. Both times that they've qualified for the World Cup, national holiday. So imagine what happens if they could actually win a game or get through a round. Like,
The canal will shut down.
canal might shut down. Well, the canal's probably open, but the canal's
Ain't nobody going to work.
no. so yeah, take that as it is. That ends the group stages. We're not going to belabor the point too much. Just real quick, give me your what you think your top 4 teams are in just off the top of your head. Top 4 teams.
Top 4 teams. I got Spain, France, Argentina, and Portugal.
Okay.
Do you want the winner just yet or no?
Spain, France, Argentina, Portugal for you. Okay. I'm going to go England, Brazil, Portugal. No, scratch that. Portugal, no. England, Brazil, France, Netherlands as a dark horse.
Ooh.
Who's your winner?
I have France winning.
France. I think it's going to be France as well. I think France has
Wow.
something special.
Look at that.
We're in agreement on France. I'd like to see them play against the Netherlands, to be honest, in the final, because I think there's magic in the Netherlands. I think everything's going to be. You're going to be able to see what all these teams are made of in the group stage, but I don't really think you're going to see them playing their best ball until they get to like the round of 16. Even like I think they're even that first set of of the knockout stage is just going to be like knocking off all these 3 seeds and stuff like that. So we'll see where we go. This was certainly a long episode. If anybody's sticking around to the end of it, thank you for enduring with us. And hopefully our insights get you some money at the betting parlors. So for the captain, this is Mike Madden on my side. We hope you guys really enjoy the World Cup. We hope you have a great night. I'm looking for my catchphrases, and also, of course, I can't find outro music. Where's my goddamn? Well, just look up the Uruguay national anthem.
National anthem.
So yeah, just thanks for sticking out and listen. We hope you have a good night. See ya.
Viva la Madden!